Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning, as I hope and I pray that we always do. Welcome to the new year. I'm not important, just a question asker. My name is Raheen Ajame out of Atlanta, Georgia, but we got my brother from another mother, but we got the same father on the line. This is Badger. Good morning, Badger. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, everybody.
Badger, Happy New Year. I got to say that. Happy New Year. This is what they say is the 2023. This is what they say is 20.
It's not a
As,
happy new year.
huh?
It's not a happy new year.
Well, it depends on
It's
who's
a
looking at.
blessed new year.
Oh, there you go. There you go. And again, it depends on who we talking to. Because some people some people will say, well, what's happy about it? What's good? Yeah, yeah, you got all kind of people in the world, brother. You got all kind of people in the world. I'm glad that you take the approach that you took the approach that you took because it is a blessed year. But where I was going with this is they say it's a new year. But I'm gonna tell you something, Badger. They
Yeah.
man has played with that calendar so much, you don't know whether you're coming or going up or down up or down. And they say that this is the new year. Is it really? Is it really? That's a whole nother conversation, Badger. But
Oh, I'm down. Let's go.
I know you are. What's on your agenda? I don't call it our New Year's resolutions because by March everybody break those in a way. But what is on your agenda for this year? What would you like to in 2023, Badger? What would you like to obtain?
Uh, Move from where we are currently living. Me
Mm-hmm.
and my family.
Okay.
I need to lose about 50 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's about where I should be. Um, and continue raising my kids to the best of my ability.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's man, listen, that last part that you said is a task within itself. That's absolutely a task within itself because you know, in this day and time, Badger, that's not easy, brother. That's not easy. And I'm talking about the raising the kids to the best of your ability. You're gonna raise them to the best of your ability, but all the things that that can all the obstacles that can come along the path of doing that could make it very difficult. Why is it so difficult, Badger? Or is it or better question, is it difficult?
I've been trying to figure that out as of late because the amount of stuff I've come across lately, it just feels like almost all of it's a trap.
Mhm.
There's so much sensitive um, do's and don'ts nowadays that if you don't think a certain way, but then again, our you know dealing with community, society, and things of that nature, depending on who's running things, that kind of becomes a norm.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, so for me, it's just one of those unfortunate side effects of where are we as a society right now?
Mhm. And
Because
in your estimation, where are we?
trying to figure out which way to go.
Mhm.
We come from a past, an American past, of women being put down, slavery, genocide, um, my religion's better than your religion thought process, or my God is better than your God, however a person wants to word it. um, my definition is better than your definition, or you have to do my definition of a word and yours isn't allowed. To the point where now it seems like if you're a straight male, you're the most hated person in America.
Mm.
It's it's wild. Um,
Now
and
you just said something. You said if you are a straight male, you're the quote unquote. I'm paraphrasing a little bit what you said. You're the villain here in America. Is that really what people? A lot of people think. Is that what you think? That if you are a straight male with all these council cultures that's going on, that you are almost like the villain in America? Have we gotten to that point?
uh, there are times where it seems like it, because especially some of us older school folks,
Mm-hmm.
which is one of the things I've been hearing some people sitting in like political seats have been also mentioning
Mm-hmm.
of, are you really going to tell an 80-year-old person that grew up saying sir and ma'am that they can't say sir and ma'am anymore?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you know, if a person has a religious belief of not to do this, now they're having to change their whole word usage that's from their belief because it could be viewed as this, or this. And I don't even think, from my understanding, because I was talking to my wife about this, is even my wife is the one that brought it up in her opinion, based on everything she's more into the Facebook and all that than I am.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but she said from what she's seen, being a straight male is kind of rough
Mm-hmm.
out of everything else. um,
What are they trying to attack? What are they trying to attack in attacking the straight male? Is it the moral, the principles, or the old school way of life? Or what are they trying to attack?
so if you're a straight black male,
Yes.
it's you got to add in the potential for the racist stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you're the white straight male, white supremacy.
Mm-hmm.
So before a person even gets to know if which one you are, if you're if you're the white guy, are you the white supremacist, or are you the one that stands against it? And then you have to be either for all the pronoun stuff or not for the pronoun stuff. And if you're not for the pronoun stuff, oh, that's I almost dare say it's almost worse
Mm-hmm.
than being called a white supremacist.
Mm-hmm. So what is the straight black man? Well, I say ain't gonna say black. What is the straight man stands in this society? Where does the straight man stand? Be it black, white, orange, or
I
polka
don't
dot.
know.
What does he stand? Where is he comfortable?
I think we need to stand in our corner and keep our mouths shut and watch what the hell we say until
Wow.
shit dies down.
Now, isn't that
Oops,
the same
sorry.
thing? Isn't that the same thing they said? They told women to do for a lot of years: to stay in your corner, sit down, don't say nothing. You don't supposed to be. Don't be heard. Be silent. Don't be heard. Just stay in your corner. Ain't that what they told the women for so many years?
Yeah. And I'm not meaning that literally by
I
no
understand.
means. It's
I understand.
just like, especially for someone like me,
Mm-hmm.
what I hear and what I see. I'm being on the spectrum. It is harder for me in social situations. I can't tell you the conversations I've had to have with people when it comes to the pronoun topics.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, it took me a while to learn manners and to speak, you know, uh, in an educated manner toward another human being. And now you're telling me that I have to change my entire vocabulary that's took me years to learn?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Mm-hmm. How comfortable is that for you to even try?
I'd rather stay in the house.
Mm.
I'm 36 years old. And to learn to be able to talk well enough or and feel comfortable at talking well enough to be on a radio show, much less all I don't deal with social media.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um I've made a comment on about guns one time, and I was taken so wrong that I'm like, I'm not. But no, I'm good.
Mm-hmm. But see, my thing is a lot of times if we don't have certain conversations, if we don't talk about certain things, and people tell me that some things are not meant to be talked about. I don't agree with that. I think that we need to talk about any issues that we have. We need to have a platform we can come together and voice our open and honest opinion. Take off those gloves and deal with it. But my thing is, I say all that to say this.
That's not the issue.
No, and this is the issue right here. If we feel as though men if we feel as though men are in a situation because the cancer culture or the women uplifting what the women feel like women power and all that stuff. If men feel or some men feel as though they're being ostracized, if you will, they need to let that be known, because a lot of time women felt that very same way, and now
Yep.
they're in the forefront where women some people say women are running the world right now. So what are men doing?
I think it's more corrupt men running the world
But men are not running the
than.
world right now. Women are running the world.
Mm,
Women are pretty much in charge right now.
I don't agree with that.
Well, you don't have to. That's my opinion, and you have yours. Yours could certainly be different if that's what you choose to do. So you don't have to. But my thing is, from where I'm sitting, I think, and you and convince me otherwise. But my thing is this right here. I think that women are ruling the world because if you go out there, if certain men go out there, you can't do like the Trumps of the world. Go out there and say, well, grab them out of blah 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 and blah blah blah, because you can have some women that's gonna come out and speak out against you. You can't go out there and say anything about the gay, the LGBTQ X community, and I'm not being disrespectful. I just don't know all the letters because they seem like they add a different letter every so often. So I apologize for
Mm,
that, for my ignorance. So I'm not certainly not trying to be disrespectful to them. But my thing is, you say something about that community. You say something about that particular community, and you're going to get some backlash. You can't say anything about the Jewish community. Look at Kanye and a couple other people that said something about the Jewish community. You have to be very careful with what you say and how you say it. And so with that, you're empowering people. You're giving them power. You can't even say what you want to say these days. Say something about the women's Me Too movement, and watch the backlash you get. Say something about the gay community. Watch the backlash you get. Say something about the Jewish community. Watch the backlash you get. And so I'm asking that question: where can we go and have the dialogue? Where can we go and talk about it? Because if we don't talk about it, then we're not going to get anywhere with it. It's going to continue to be there.
well, I've been watching a lot of like videos and like not it's videos of like actual conversations on this topic,
Mm-hmm.
and I found a commonality,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of insane.
Okay.
Is there is a lack of it's almost like it's there's not an ability to agree to disagree,
Okay.
as in like using us two as an example for right now,
Mm-hmm.
right? And let's say um my def I'll throw my definition of a woman is a woman is a human that can give birth.
Okay.
And then the other person argues, well, a woman can be a man and all that kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, why can't we just agree to disagree? Why are you forcing your opinion on me? I have my view, my opinion. I'm being respectful
Mm-hmm.
in the way I walk.
Mm-hmm.
Like it I'll approach it from this point of view. A racist, right? A racist that walks up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather a racist be honest with you that they hate that they hate you because you're black, or would you
Mm-hmm.
rather deal with someone in secret that's a secret racist?
And see, that's a question that it depends on who you're asking how they're going to deal with it. Me personally, I'd rather if you just come up to me and tell me straight up, I hate you, man. You black, I hate you. Okay, okay, good. Okay, now, either we're gonna sit here, we're gonna talk about that, or you could go on your side of the room, I'll go on my side of the room, and we'll deal with it from that angle. But
Why is it not allowed?
if we approach it, no, listen to me. You ask me a question. If we approach it from that standpoint, if we approach it from the standpoint of, okay, you hate me, that's fine. You go on your side of the room, I go on my side of the room, and we just don't coexist together. We're doing nothing to combat the situation or the negatives that person may have in their heart towards me. We're doing nothing to combat those situations because of the fact that we elect not to talk about it. That's why I always say I love dialogue. I love being able to have dialogue. If you hate me, that's fine. Why do you hate me? What did I do to you as an individual to make you hate me as an individual? What did I do? Well, you didn't do nothing. You black. So basically, what you're saying is your whole concept of me is based on the color of my skin and my exterior, and you're not gonna even take an opportunity to get to know maybe I could be the very person that could save you or your family. But because of the fact that you're gonna look at my exterior, you're gonna look at my exterior and judge me solely based on my exterior. I will not be able to save your family, and so for that reason, your family gonna continue to suffer. What sense does that make?
I and that's my whole point in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm.
Is there are those of us that are willing to have an open conversation
Mm-hmm.
to to attempt to find common ground.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But when two people meet and they are so I think the word stubborn could be used really well here.
Mm-hmm.
I believe there's probably a better one, but right now stubborn's the one that pops out. And stuck in their view, it just reminds me of like racial topics, religious topics, and things like that. I don't see in my mind, I don't see a difference in those areas because, I'm not a Christian, but I'm allowed on here because of my spiritual views.
Mm-hmm.
Because they can, in a lot of ways, they overlap with y'all's.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
one of the biggest differences is my word usage versus y'all's word usage. It's something me and
Mm-hmm.
Donald talk about a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Is some of my word usage is very different than, a Christian's.
Mm-hmm.
But when you actually sit down and talk, it's crazy how much actually overlaps. And when you talk
Mm-hmm.
to other people of other religions, how much the overlap there actually is in other religions. But
Mm-hmm.
you have to have an open mind.
Okay, I could go with that. I can go with that. Let me go to Tucson. Tucson, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Man, I thought you retired.
No, man. Hey, man, I had a couple of health issues I had to take care of, man. Got under the weather a little bit, and so I had to get myself right and make sure I came out and I had to reload my guns. Tucson, I had to reload my guns, man. I'm sitting, I got all these ammunition on the tables and all over the place, man, and I ran out of bullets. I had to get some more bullets.
All right then. Well, there it is. What are y'all talking about today,
Um,
man?
Tucson, let me ask you a question. If an individual come to you and would you rather, and I'm gonna phrase the question the way that I badger put it out there, would you rather for that individual to say to you, I hate you because you're black? Or would you rather for that individual to hate you because you're black and never voice that at all?
I stay in Mississippi,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm clear. It's
Mm-hmm.
clear.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even have
Wow.
to say it. It's
Mm-hmm.
clear because I can tell how you act. Your
Mm-hmm.
inner act. Even if you try to act like pretend that we good in such a way. Um, I work right along with them. You pick up one side, I pick up the other, and we just go home. If we do the job, and I'm good with that. 'Cause,
Mm-hmm.
I know how you feel about me. Matter of fact, I might not voice it, but I'm gonna make it clear. I feel the same way about you. Now
Mm-hmm.
it's not a hate,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't deal with you. Period.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I don't succumb. I'm gonna look that word up later. Um, to any of your antics, the way that you feel like you superior and you just you hate the ground I walk on.
Mm-hmm.
Good. We good. I'm good with you
Mm-hmm.
because it's clear because really, it don't make me no difference. Long as you
Yeah.
don't bother me, I won't bother you.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I won't bother you at all because you're irrelevant to my life. That's
Mm-hmm.
how, really, that's how I feel. I
Yeah.
mean, I've grown up in the South
Mm-hmm. Okay.
with people that it's clear they feel a certain kind of way just
Mm-hmm.
because.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
How how unfortunate is that, Toussaint? Because the way I feel about it, the way I view it, and if you don't have certain, if you don't have certain conversations, if you
Mhm.
don't have certain dialogues, then the hurdle that's in front of you, you will never be able to cross it. And
Well,
so, go ahead.
no, go ahead. No, you go ahead because I got a different thought about that. Be some, and I'm clear. I want to be clear. Something.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh, we lost Toussaint. Hopefully we'll be able to get him back. But Badger, what do you say to that, brother? The way I feel about it, if you don't have certain dialogues, if you don't have those dialogues, then you're not going to cross those hurdles, man. It's going to be very difficult to cross those hurdles because they're not going to stop existing. The hate that these people that a person have for you, if you don't have an opportunity to talk to this person and dialogue with this person, it's not going to go away. Their hate is not going to just go away. It's not going to just disappear.
I'm sorry.
No,
Nope,
no, you
there he
good.
is.
No,
Go ahead, Tupac.
I don't know if you went on or not, but
No, it's the
some
same
things
place. What's on
it
your
really
heart?
don't matter. It really
Mm-hmm.
don't matter because people gonna be people,
Mm-hmm.
and it takes everybody the way you feel and the way that I feel about each other. It takes society to be that way to make it what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's unfortunate for you, um, because we limit people because of hatred and bigotry and racial and other biases.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even if a person, let me get out of the race game and go to the hard part, sexual
Mm-hmm.
preference.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That don't have nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm.
Really, if a person, I don't care who you sleep with.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
ain't got nothing to do. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But if I limit you based on that, then that's unfortunate on my behalf
Mm-hmm.
because you can learn and everybody is an asset to your life if you let them be.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We discredit people because of something, and
Mm-hmm.
then the help, just like you said, the very help that you need, you go without it
Mm-hmm.
just because. That's unfortunate for you. So
Mm-hmm.
if you want to be like that, go home and knock yourself out because it don't make no difference to me because when one door closes, that's just the way I feel. Another one open.
Yeah. Toussaint, how do you respond to this? My God is better than your God.
Okay.
How do you respond to that, Toussaint?
Who's your God?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because there's only one,
Mm-hmm.
me. I mean, regardless to whether you call him um well, I can't say that, but like Badger refers to Great Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine with me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to limit him because he says Great Spirit because if his Great Spirit is the creator of the heavens and the earth, and you can't do nothing without him, you,
Mm-hmm.
you got it right. We get caught up in names and
Yep.
titles and positions, and we put God in a box, and we try to make him white and black and all that kind of stuff like that. Well, he's a spirit. And
Mhm.
if we're gonna worship him, the spirit of God, the entity of him, the all that you see is God without anything being limited. That's him. Then you
Mhm.
got it right. Now, when you start talking about something that you can hold and walk around with in your hand,
Come on.
or you can shape and form out
Mhm.
of material that he made, you jacked up, toe up from the floor up, and you don't have a clue.
Mm. Wow.
Really.
Wow. Yeah.
So
Limiting.
yeah.
Limiting. Exactly. Exactly. Badger, what do you say to that? Badger, my God is better than your God.
I actually have a similar approach to Donald's.
Mm-hmm.
I ask him, well, who's yours?
Mm-hmm.
The only time I've ever had to really deal with that, and I'm just going to be honest, is talking with Christians
Mm-hmm.
or Catholics. It's usually one of the two. Never really had to deal with it in with Jewish people or Hindu or any of those. It's usually people of the Christian or Catholic faith.
Mm-hmm.
that normally have the tendency to go, you can't use Great Spirit. It's heathen. It's oh,
Go ahead. No,
I thought it was telling me to stop.
no. Tucson want to say
No,
something.
no. I'm sorry, Red Badge. I wanted to cut you off, but I'm sorry. We having a conversation, and I usually don't jump in and interrupt. But is it a difference? You said Christians or Catholics.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I'm not saying Catholics are not Christians, but there are Baptists that are not Christians, and
Mm-hmm.
Presbyterians and Mormons and everything else religious. There are people that are religion, but they're not spiritual.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I
that's
usually speak more clear. Let me
no. You
rephrase.
did good because
No. I'm glad you said that because I want to add in the part of people that call themselves that. Because I don't walk a Christian path, so therefore to me, I shouldn't have a right to say what is or is not Christian. All I can share is my opinion of what I view a Christian should is. And
Mm-hmm.
that's normally based on the definition of following the teachings of Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm correct in what Christian means.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
So, but no, when it comes to that, it's normally that whole, well, I'm a Christian and there's only one God, and you need to be saved by Jesus, and that whole spill. And most of the time, I know the Bible better than they do.
But see, what you got to understand too, Badger, we got another caller, go to the caller as well. But what you got to understand too is what just happened. We kind of went in a circle there because now we're talking about what we talked about earlier about you have to have the conversation, you have to have the dialogue. Because some people will feel a certain way, and you will never know they feel that way. They'll never voice that to you. But if they come to you and they say, "Well, my God is better than your God," you sitting out here, you worshiping this, you worshiping that. Okay, now they have opened up the door for you to have a dialogue with them, and you can ask them that question. Well, what makes your God so much better than my God? And why are you trying to separate the gods? Why is if there's only one creator, what gives you the right to try and separate and say your God is better than my God? Because now, even if you say that, you're saying that there's two gods. So how can there be more than one?
I just want to throw something out there, and then uh, how can you have a conversation that's one-sided?
I don't think that what I'm talking about and what you're talking about is lined up, because you can't have a conversation that's one-sided. You have to have if you can have a conversation, by way of the definition of a conversation, you can have a sender and a receiver, and then those roles are going to change and reverse to the other person. And you're going to listen to another. You're not a conversation is not
Okay.
a conversation for you just to try and make your point. You
Let
have
me
to actually be
explain what
open. Listen to me now. You have to also listen and be open minded to listen to that person point and find out whether it has any merit at all. But go ahead.
we do that on the show, and
Okay.
most of us probably do that in real life.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm talking about is like, okay, yes, I know that person is that way.
Mm-hmm.
I open up dialogue, the talk,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
but all they're focused on is their thought is the only thought.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean by when I'm speaking about one-sided.
Okay. I understand. I understand what
Okay.
I understand what you mean, but my thing is this right here. And I got to go to my phone line as well. I got a couple of calls, and the phone lines are open, everybody. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Rico, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Man, I can't complain, man. Just out here enjoying another beautiful new day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good to have you, man. And by the way that they say things, I'm gonna say it that way. By the way that they say things, Happy New Year. But like I said earlier in the broadcast, man, is this really the new year? Is this really? That's a whole different conversation for a whole different day. We're gonna talk about that as well. But Happy New Year, brother.
Yeah, same to you.
Yeah, exactly. Rico, what do you say to somebody, man? They come to you and they look at you and they say, Rico, I don't like you. I don't like you, man. I don't like you because you're black. I don't like you. Now, how do you deal with that individual? Because that's where we started. How do you deal with that individual, man? Are you appreciative of the fact that they told you who they are and what they are? Or do you have that conversation with them and try to make a dialogue with them? And how do you handle a situation like that? Do you even respect them for even having the guts to say that to you?
Well, being that probably would be a very unlikely scenario for somebody just to come up out randomly and say something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I guess I just have to say something sensational because, you know, really and truly, I wouldn't be able to know how to address that. I can't see that happening.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, somebody just coming up and just saying it out the blue.
No, what?
But somebody did have the audacity to just come up and say, hey, well, you know what? I take that back. I did have a situation where that happened. I remember I had a homeboy. He used to like white girls. He was real bad about that. And for some reason, he had the hook up on him. So he wanted me to take him one night to go meet her at a job. And I took him up there to a job. We went 2 cars deep. Me and some hood cats, some gangsters, some of my partners that we ran with. You know, we was about that trouble. And so when we pulled up in the Taco Bell parking lot, there was some white guys standing out there. One of them had a cast on, you know what I'm saying? There was a couple of them and then some girls, you know. And we was over there in our little group and they were over in their little group. And one of them felt like they wanted to be cute. Came up and gave one of my homeboys a card and said, take the hint. And it was a card for the Ku Klux Klan. We whooped them to death. You don't disrespect me like that. You know what type of history is behind that? You come up to me doing something like that, man, that let me know that if you caught me by myself, listen, I'm going to pass on this question, man, because I'm going to tell you something. I got stories to tell that might get me locked up now about people having the nerve to just even utter those words to me. And the first thing I do is I get paranoid and I start thinking, what if that was my sons that they did that to? And I hunted them down. I stalked them and hunted them down and found them and taught them a lesson to let them know if they ever thought about doing to me or one of my children what happened to James Byrd Sr. I put it this way, they won't ever think about doing it. So I'm going to go ahead and pass on that one because I had to think about it. I have had some situations where people felt like they wanted to be cute. And I was outnumbered. You know, I had to be a coward one time. But that didn't help him none. Because when I found out where he lived and found out his name, he was in such trouble I could have laid in his bed and waited on him. So I mean, you know, that's how that gets. You know, with that scenario that you put out there, that's a very bold an audacious statement to make. That's very disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
And it has a lot of intent behind it, because you come to me and say something like that, I'm receiving that as, look, if I had an opportunity, I'd kill you, nigga.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And what I'm going to do, I ain't going to give him no words. I'm going to try my best to show him that I feel the same way. The feeling is mutual.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like your kind.
Wow. Wow. Tucson know that he don't know what the word is. Tucson rubbing his head. What's on your heart, brother?
No, the thing about it is that I'm kind of like Rico. Now, I know we are different in a way that I'm not might hunt you down, but I'm gonna get. I have been in situations where, you know, if don't be that bold.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't gonna work out good.
And let me clarify what I meant when I said that. You know, throughout a conversation, like you and this person interact with each other from time to time, and you know, y'all always you find that they always avoiding you and say y'all work together. And so let me clarify a little bit, because I did kind of throw it out there kind of rough. Not that they just walk up to you. It's just that, you know, y'all work in the same circles or something like that, or y'all hang in some of the same circles or in some of the same places. And, you know, one day y'all just have a conversation, and then they just come up to you and they just say, look, I don't like you because you're black, man. I don't like you because you're black. Not just that they just walk up to you out the blue and say, yeah, you know. So let me clarify that just a little bit, because I did put that out there a little rough. But go ahead on too.
But there are people like that, and I work with them.
Mm-hmm.
Because,
Wow.
I've been at the job, you know, back in a few years back, and they were bolder. They're kind of getting like that now because of the dump Trump thing. They think they can say what they want to. They rising back up. They're building their nerves back up.
Mm-hmm.
I got two things I want to say about that, but one of them said, I think it was in the 90s, y'all want something for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, now this is on the job.
Wow.
And I feel like this, man. Now I know where you are. The best thing you can do is let's get this job, but don't come to me like that no more. No more. That's your last chance.
Thanks, bro.
I was yesterday, not yesterday, but last Sunday, I think it was, because I know I had a tie on. I had just come back from church, and I was turning into a Zaxby's. I'm not advertising for them. I'm just making statements. Okay. And at the end of the to go into Zaxby's, I had to get out of the lane. There was no turn-in lane, so I was at the edge of the opposite traffic's turn-in lane. Little guy turns around, rolls his window down, and says something like, "Bud, you in the wrong lane." I rolled my window down. I said, the best thing you can do is go on about your business. Because what he's trying to do, I don't know if he was trying to show off in front of his wife, but suit and tie. I don't care nothing for that. Don't do that, because if the Sunday morning ain't got nothing to do with me belittling myself because you think you're superior. You better get on. That's what we better do. Yeah, for real. I ain't got to take no suit off. I ain't dropping no religion, but I'm not tolerating none of that. Period. Because what I've seen in my days is some of the things that I see that some that are attempting to do now. I didn't put up with it then, and I'm not putting up with it now. That's just the way it is. So anyway.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Badger, what's on your heart? We're going to go to Mr. Hicks. Got Mr. Hicks with us this morning.
Well,
Badger, what's on your heart?
I want to use this like the way this topic is going, right? And it's to me, it's similar to the whole gay topic. Because when it gets brought up, they're pretty much canceled out. You know, they're bad, wrong, evil, they're of the devil, and all this other kind of stuff, right? You know, it goes against the Bible, it goes against God, so therefore, blah, da, 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 da. Well, a lot of these racist people, you know, they have that mentality that they also learn from their view of how they read the Bible. So that's why a few weeks ago I brought up the whole topic about hate. You know, hate and racism, hate and fear, and all these, you know, all that kind of stuff. And hate is hate. Is it? At least to me, it is.
Okay.
And it's just one of those, at least to me, all these scenarios overlap each other. The only thing that changes is a word topic. We went from think about how a lot of people viewed black folks. It came from a particular type of mindset. Look at how people look at gay people. It comes from a particular type of mindset. Look at the way women were treated. Came from a particular type of mindset.
But let me ask you this question: Do you think that racism, the struggle of racism, and the struggle of homosexuality, the gay community, do you think those struggles are the same?
I think they come from the same place.
That's not my question.
That's my answer.
Okay. So do you think do you think the struggle is the same? Do you think the struggle between racism and the struggle between the homosexuality, LGBTQ community, do you think those struggles are is there any mirrors there?
What do you mean mirrors?
Are they the same? Is it the same struggle?
They come from the same place. I don't know where you're getting at.
I'm just asking you, are they the same?
As far as being hated, there's hate there. But so, I have no. If you're asking what I think I'm interpreting, I have no right to answer that.
Well, you
because I'm not gay and I ain't black, so I can't say which one's worse, and depending on which side you're on.
But you've seen examples. I'm sure, you know, living the life that you're living, and certainly living there in Texas. I'm sure you've seen both examples of homosexuality being.
Oh, they want to kill both.
Or so my question again: are they the same?
I'm not neither. I can't speak on that.
Okay.
For me to speak, I mean, from an outside perspective, I see people saying that gay folks should die, and I have seen people say that black folks should die. I've seen where gay people shouldn't be allowed to work. I've seen where Native Americans can't work, or a disabled person can't work too around here. So like that's why to me, hate is hate.
And that's my
when we start doing this whole comparison crap,
and that's what sparked my question. We say hate is hate. Okay, I can go with you with hate. Hate is hate, absolutely. But I'm asking you on a different level. You say you want to go to different levels, trying to take it to a different level. Let me go.
That sounds like a shallow level to me.
It has nothing to do with shallow, brother. You got to answer the question. If you answer the question, we can deal with it from what you say. But if you don't answer the question, we don't have any basis to stand anything on. You need to answer the question. Let's go to Mr. Hicks. Mr. Hicks, good morning, sir. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning. I'm going to greeting family. Do I have a mic on?
Yes, you do. Yes, okay. I certainly hear you. Let me ask you this question: Is the struggle the same?
No.
Huh?
No. I think that's to the pollution of the reality. Is that it seems like this element looked at and saw the progress that mass movement of people for civil rights was effective, just in terms of getting people's attention and getting them at least to talk about the problem. I think that the underlining desire to destroy the foundation of a Christian, a Judeo-Christian, not this stuff we see now, not the stuff that come out of Pope, but the very essence of this gospel that said that every person, every human being had an intrinsic value.
Mhm.
His value was that he was born, that the Creator brought him here. I think that that this whole gay and lesbian thing is all a movement to undermine the structure established by the Creator, and a natural order of things. And really, Badger, I can't understand how you can't answer that question. You don't have to be, I don't have to be white to understand, or black or woman and all that stuff. All I got to do is touch my heart and look and be critical thinking and looking at things and being honest with myself and not trying to be accepted by others. I think that that we have this tendency, I have that tendency to hold my words back because I don't want to offend. Because I know this here. I know that talking, when you're trying to teach or talk, that you got a classroom with different understandings, different educational levels, that it's hard to find a medium to speak. And but this year, this is 2003. I'm not being politically correct about anything anymore. You know, I get the reality of death, the reality of the short time we have here, and how we spend it, and how you, when you look in the mirror, what you think about yourself. Nobody, I mean, research history, global history, world history, what's been happening in this diaspora against Black people, people of dark shades of color, period. I mean, it's enough. I have to struggle with myself to keep pulling that old revolutionary with the weapons out of my life. Because sometimes it seems that the only thing they understand is that. But I know this here. I know that there's no real solution in that. I've watched it, I've seen it. You got to become a bigger monster than them. And when you become that monster, it's hard to get yourself back. So that's not the way to fight, but there is a fight. We are in a war. This kind of thought here, that when a person in this 2023 can't pick which one is, I mean, Black or gay. Gay and lesbian, that stuff has always been tolerated. It's been tolerated in secret. You do it in your own private. You don't gotta push it out on the whole world and make the whole world accept you, accept what you believe. And if they don't do it, they cancel. Stand
Exactly.
up, get some intestinal fortitude, Badger. And I mean that as a serious brother. And Native American was a party created by white people. We're not Native American. We're indigenous to this land. Native Americans are the white people that came in and wanted to capitalize. But I'm moving on because my blood is hot this morning. And it ain't even just about this, but I'm just tired of biting my tongue around people that just can't understand and won't research. I'm going to say what I say. If you get it, you get it. If you want to fight, we can fight. Not violently, though.
Hey, I tell everybody we did a promo, man, about the new Morning Glow. This is the new Morning Glow, man. We can't be politically correct. We can't just say what sounds good. We got to deal with the truth. I see it in the end of that thing. I see show somebody some love, but also show them some truth. And so we have to show them truth, man. There have to be a point in time where we speak absolute truth. We can't dance. Stop that music. Stop the music. Let's deal with it. Rico, are they the same, brother?
They aren't the same, but they do come from the same place. But I'm gonna tell you something. Badger gave the perfect answer. Because there are white people out here that don't have none of that type of hate in them, and they never been around anybody with that type of hate in them. So they come around Black people, and we tell them what type of hate happens in the South, and they don't believe it. Well, I'm from California. We don't have to worry about this and that. We had all these opportunities, but see, in the South, it's totally different. So they come down here and they get a culture shock. Then they find, oh man, I didn't know it was that bad. But see, they might have known about how bad it was for gay people in California. But the thing is by them not having that Southern experience and being around old goofy, crazy white people like that, or Black people that goes through that experience, then they can't speak from either one of those experiences. So Badger was completely right. That ain't for him to say that. But then the question tends it will end up putting gay and Black against each other. Who's the biggest victim? Me. I'm the worst. They treated me the worst. Give me that trophy.
But see, my question. Let me say this to you, Rico. Let me say this to you, brother. And I love where you're going with it. But let me say this to you too. Do you think maybe maybe if I pose the question in this way, do you think the civil rights movement of the blacks of black people are the same as the gay LGBT movement? Are they the same? Are the struggles the same? Is the path the same?
Well, that's where I was headed. See, there's
Okay.
two different ways to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now you can debate people that hate gays discriminate against them because of their choices in
Mhm.
sexuality or what they prefer to be united with, who they're attracted to. People don't believe in the choices that they make. But see, you don't have a choice to be black.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a choice to be dark or melanated. So when you could disguise being gay. You can hide being gay.
Yes. Yes.
You can walk amongst a whole lot of white nationalists, white male supremacists, and be messing with little congressional call boys.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You can have all these little scandals going on behind the scenes with other little boys, but you hanging around macho white men that need to promote the white male dominance or survival.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that happened in Rome a lot, that little gay stuff, but they were in denial. You know what I'm saying? I think it was King James. He killed all his little male lovers, and he wrote the Bible. He had his own version of the Bible. So, you know, you have choices to make. You can entertain your sexual desires, or you can hold them in. You know, you can refute it. You can try to go change your feelings, or you can acknowledge that you just have a sexual attraction or physical attraction for the same sex, but you know that's not good for reproduction, so you fight it the rest of your life, or you fold and give in. You still got a choice to make. But when I walk down this street, I can't flip a switch and turn white, Chinese, or I can't even turn into a goat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to be that black man that they put all these stereotypes and these negative narratives out about.
Mm-hmm.
The one that got to go through a certain experience. So as a black man, you know, I can say they're not the same. But out of respect, Badger said exactly what he was supposed to say.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, like I said, the other side of it is he can go back and look at history and analyze it the way I analyze it about somebody being able to make a choice of being able to disguise their sexual attraction. You know, men marry women all the time, but don't even love them women because they love other men. They call it down low, in the closet. Oh, she didn't know. He left her for a man. She didn't have a clue. And sometimes all of them don't walk around like they Ford and Skittles.
Yeah.
Some of them just as masculine as me and you.
Mm-hmm.
But they booty bandits.
Mm-hmm.
They love another masculine, hard male. So, I mean, you know, it's really something that you can hide and get away with being homosexual. You can get away. You might be able to stay out of harm's way being homosexual. But if somebody just got something against you being black, like I said, I refuse to let my son be a James Byrd Sr.
Mm-hmm.
And you ain't just going to make me be one.
Exactly.
But I know that atmosphere exists.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I can't hide my blackness.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. We're going let me read what Paul said. Paul said they are not the same, but they both are rooted. They're both rooted in ignorance and bigotry. He said they are not the same, but they are both rooted in ignorance and bigotry. Tucson, talk to me.
Well,
Come on, man.
yeah, I'm kind of like, yeah, I can't understand that. I mean, I really understand what you're saying, but don't it really? And I'm not trying to discredit nobody, but don't make no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say two things. I don't want to be black no more. I don't want to be gay no more. Is that the same thing? Come on now. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. All right, now. Choice. Choice is a choice, ignorance, or a little bit more knowledge than you need. Let me say why I say this. And we talk about how the creator, let me just not call him God or anything that whatever, whatever. Anyway, Um, we can agree that he hates sin,
Mm-hmm.
just sin. Okay. If I am and have been a liar, and I want to just do the right thing, why can't if I'm supposed to change and make it better, don't I need to stop lying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right.
Mm-hmm.
So if I don't understand how in the world are we going to do things right and be fruitful and multiply. You can't accomplish that with two of the same gender. Now that don't we now here you go. I know the thoughts just by what I said. Here you go talking about Tucson is throwing out hate speech. No, sir. I didn't. I don't hate you. I just think
Mm-hmm.
something wrong with the mentality. So when you say everybody want to compare everything to being black or it don't make no sense. It's not the same struggle. I mean, you mean to tell me that, and I know, I understand people that are ignorant mistreat people because of their choices. I understand that. But if I just can't understand, make me understand, and I'm not. How can I look at Mr. Hicks, or you Raheem, or you Badger, and Badger, I go to rubbing you on your butt.
Mm.
How you gonna treat me? You gonna like that? Oh, now we good. We still good,
No,
right?
no.
Come on,
Mm-mm.
Badger. If that's what you want to do, let's hug each other. Give me a sugar. Give me some sugar, Badger. Is
Mm-hmm.
that okay with you? How your wife gonna feel? But if we
Well, y'all
engage in a
something else.
conversation, we engage in a conversation that is passionate in a way because you are a Native American and I am an African American, or I don't know. That's what they call us these days.
Mm-hmm.
You pick a name for me. Where you get that from? So we can engage in a conversation because you're Native American and I'm black, but we get into a different conversation when I start rubbing on you and
Mm.
I tell you boot over. How you feel?
Man, look
So
at
I
here.
mean, no, now the conversation has changed, right? So it's not the. I don't understand why in the world do we have a society that you want to bring your bedroom activity to the forefront when I don't have no business telling you what me and my wife do.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
That's
Wow.
your business. Keep that to yourself. Anybody don't need to know that. So you just want to be equal. Equal to what? So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, hey, if I just throwed out a hate speech, then that is.
Good day.
That,
Let
that
me
don't make no
hold on, Tucson. Yo, boy, look here. It's good to be back. I tell y'all what, it's good to be back, man. It's good to be back. Badger, what's on your heart, brother? We got another caller. We're gonna go to the next call after Badger. Badger, what's on your heart?
I'm going to warn you one time and then I'm going to swing.
Mhm.
I People make their choices, and
Mhm.
the part of so this morning we started about saying conversation, right?
Mhm.
And I find it interesting that you were pushing me to speak on a narrative that is a narrative that bothers me a lot.
Okay, but let's make it clear. I'm not pushing. I'm simply trying to get you to answer the question, brother. I want you can say what you want to say, and like I said, I never give anybody their opinion. You have your own. I was asking you simply
So
your opinion as to how you feel about the question that I was asking, but you elected not to answer it.
That's
well,
right.
no, I answered hate is hate,
No, you couldn't answer.
Mhm.
which is why I'm getting to where I'm getting.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I came from a place, or was coming from a place of hate is hate. When you start comparing who is worse, I live with an invisible disability. where I deal with a different kind of judgment. And it's something I was born with. Can't make it go away, but I have to work very hard at hiding it most of the time, and most people don't even realize I have it. Because that's how I had to learn to be in general public. So I can kind of hide mine. Well, y'all have a different colored skin. Y'all can't hide that unless you paint yourselves. So struggles are different. Some are based on choice, some things you're born with. So as far as the choices matter goes, it's always going to be different than having to deal with what you're born with. It's sort of like depending on who the kind of, since most of us are males on the line at the moment. Some are more well endowed and some ain't. And you can receive bias based on what you were born with size wise. And then there's comparison and whose is bigger and who ain't. So the part that I find interesting is to have conversations to have common ground. I come from having a belief that there are some people that are bisexual or swing, queer, or wait, I think that's a bad word now, ain't it?
Some say it is, yes.
Gay. I'm so used to the word gay meaning happy that I still have a hard time remembering that gay now is anyone that likes the same sex. I have to keep reminding myself. And that's a good example. I have a hard time with words when it comes to things like that. It takes me years of having to teach my brain that, okay, this word means this. I can't use it for anything else anymore. And I believe that some of them are born that way. Some it's a choice, some are born that way. Most, depending on your belief, most don't believe that. Most view it as a sin. So we've come at an impasse. I have a belief that some are born that way. Some of y'all have a different belief on that. So am I wrong or y'all are wrong? And we won't find out until we talk to God.
Good deal.
Some people say you can, the Bible. Well, nature. I come from a different belief system. Right? So, however, the commonality is ignorance and hate and fear. Fear of not understanding, fear of this, fear of that, which therefore leads to hate and ignorance and all bigotry and all kinds of stuff, right? That's where I come from. So if you want to talk about separating everything and coming from different points of view, sure, I guess I can go down that road too. Y'all are black. I'm autistic and a half-blood. They're gay. They're this, they're this, they're that. There are all these different labels for each of us that have been put onto us by other people, right? But we're all human beings under one creator, one being. And some will argue that point. So when are we actually going to find a common enough ground to go, I acknowledge your struggle?
Okay. And that's the part that takes us back to where we started initially about communication and being able to communicate and talk to each other and find a common ground. But without that dialogue, it'll never get there. It'll never get there. A lot of people just don't like and are very uncomfortable with talking about race. But they just don't want to talk about race. They don't want to talk about it. Do we need to talk about this today? Yeah, we need to talk about this today. But let me go to my phone lines. Captain Leonard, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Raheem, in the Morning Glow family. How are you?
Hey, doing well, man. Like they say, Happy New Year. Again,
Merry New Year.
Good deal. Let me ask you a question, Leonard, and I want to hear your heart in your answer on this question. The struggles the civil rights struggle and the LGBT struggle walk path, if you will, are they the same?
Not at all. Not at all. That's propaganda.
Mm-hmm. Explain it to me.
Propaganda by the LGBTQ community.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead.
Explain it to me.
Well, I mean, look at them. They're everywhere. Gay
Mhm.
people ain't never been kept from doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't never been kept from buying houses, drinking out of the fountains they want. They're the CEOs of major companies. Everything. You name it.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the discrimination? Where's the discrimination that's such a big deal that could even be compared to the struggle of African Americans? Where? There is none.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
One of the biggest issues that they had, and I'm so glad that we had a president like President Obama that went ahead and legalized the marriage. They never should have been kept from getting married.
Mm-hmm. Now,
what else is there?
Now, let me ask you this question, and I'm being very unfair with this question, brother. So I must ask you for your forgiveness even before I ask it. But listen to this. If you were the pastor of a church and they came to you, and I know how you feel about it, and they came to you and they wanted you to perform the ceremony in your church, would you perform the ceremony?
No. Why would I? It is against my doctrine.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
You see, that's the agenda of the LGBT community. Most of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's to defy God in the temple.
Wow.
So if they can get the church to bow down to their fetish, the rest of the world might as well go to hell.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And I'm telling you from a point of view, I don't have no hatred whatsoever for gay people.
Mm-hmm.
Gay people will tell you you hate them, and that don't even be true.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to really be strong enough to stand up to complete BS.
Mm-hmm.
I like my man Tucson a lot. You know that.
Yeah.
And how he says things,
Mm-hmm.
because he don't say things hatefully,
Mm-hmm.
but he makes the difference between what you do and what I do. What you do is your business. What I do is my business.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, when you think about this whole notion of these struggles being anything like African, what they struggling with?
Mm-hmm.
They struggle the most with their own personal psychology as it relates to how they're living their lives. They don't struggle with discrimination.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
There are no laws preventing them from doing anything, and there never has been that I can remember, with the exception of marriage.
Mm-hmm. Wow. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Tucson, talk to me, brother. Rico, coming to you next.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I just can't. It's like, and I didn't say it, so I'm gonna put it out there. You shouldn't have never said it.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't got no business in the middle of the street pulling our pants down to see who got the
Oh
most
Lord. Tucson. Lord.
No, the women to do that for us.
Wow.
No, but what I'm saying is, what is that? What business is that of the society? That okay, if you have a mental or a limitation,
Mm-hmm.
nobody will never know it unless you broadcast it. See, let me just throw this out here, Badger. If you don't say that you got a problem, nobody would never know it.
Mm-hmm.
Never. I mean, I'm just saying, since the conversation is out there, if you wouldn't tell us over and over and over again Nobody never know it. The only thing that we would know, I wouldn't even know that you were a Native American. I wouldn't even know it. The people in your community, not in your community, probably in your neighborhood, think you're a white guy. If you keep your camera off, nobody would never know that you wasn't none of us. So, I mean, that's just my opinion. I'm not trying to be right,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not trying to be a part of anybody's conversation.
Yeah.
Period. I'm not trying to be a part of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here trying to coexist, but I'm not trying to make you accept me because I'm black. The devil is a lie. I don't care what you think about me. So I just live my life, and I don't cause people to hate me because of how I look or how I act. That's your choice. But since you say, okay, just like when you throw the conversation about Christians and you start telling me not you, but anybody, tell me your interpretation of what a Christian is, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
That's right.
That's your opinion. But I can't let your opinion cause me to think you hate me. You hate them. Because I don't act like them. I'm not like them. I say I'm not. Because all I try to do is do the right thing to the best of my ability. And in case, as a Christian, whatever that might mean in somebody else's mind, because it don't have the same meaning in my mind. If I should make an error or mistake or sin or come short of what I should be, then my thing is I got to get up from that and try to do the right thing, have a resolve, not just lay in it and say, oh, well, hell, I'm just going to just live. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh.
I listen to every word, brother.
I'm glad he went in the pulpit. I'm glad he went in the pulpit.
Exactly. I listen to every word, brother.
Oh, I said that yesterday in the pulpit. Yeah, I mean, we just look. We can't. we can't just say, okay, I'm just gonna be hateful, and you live with it. And if you don't like me being hateful, you're the hateful one.
Wow. Rico, talk to me. What you say? He dropped the bone on us that time, Rico. He dropped the bone, didn't he?
Yeah, man. He said one there. That came out smooth as butter. But I know it would have been easy if he'd have been in the pulpit and got a little passionate. He'd have slipped up and said it and been like, oops. They know, people know about how horrible and terrible the black experience has been over here. And in different ways, people have tried to sort of water it down or make it seem like there's nothing that needs to be addressed. But at the same time, they want to associate themselves with it when they have an agenda. When they have something they're trying to get accomplished. The Jews did it. Gays did it. Everybody jump on board with the black people. We want the same rights. We tired of these white people discriminating. It's this white supremacy system. Then they go on and take off and leave. Feminism, they did it, jump in. But see, they use one thing. And that one thing that the LGBTQ community had in common with us is the fact that they wanted to be able to be out in public and display their affections without having to be targeted and killed for it later. So they came back and they said, well, you know what? It's the same as when they didn't want interracial marriage.
Wow.
So now there we go. Y'all want to link it in with that. Now we should understand what y'all want to do. And I get it. You know, you should have the right to be able to hold hands and kiss in public if you want to and somebody not do anything to you. But look, I don't even like it with heterosexuals. Some things belong at home.
Yeah.
Some things belong behind closed doors.
Absolutely.
So if you like other men and you married to this man, y'all like to wear women's clothes or bras and you want your butt cheeks hanging out, do that at home. As a matter of fact, if you my woman, I would prefer you to do this at home.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody ain't got to know that you find it all outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody ain't got to know that when I see you, good, you know good and well, I can't wait to get home to get to this. You know I'm having a good time. Look at how bad she is. But they don't need to see how bad you is up under them clothes.
Mm-hmm.
But you know that public display of affection thing, I think that's sort of what they latched on to, because some gay people have been killed for displaying their affection a certain way. And some have been killed just because they were gay.
Mm-hmm.
So now that you do have that side of it. But those rights that they want to be able to go out in public and safely be able to do that, that's what they latched on to. So do they have anything in common? That one thing. Are they the same? Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. This is the new Morning Glow. This is the new Morning Glow. And so we taking our gloves off, brother. We're gonna talk about it. That's what we're gonna do. Toya with a T. Good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Get ready. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you. What's up, y'all?
Hey, what's going on, sis? Hey, she in a singing mood, not a singing, but a singing mood this morning. Toya, I'm gonna ask you this question. The civil rights movement and the LGBTQ movement, and I don't want to be disrespectful.
Hey, a dog or a duck or something in the background, please mute somebody's phone.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Somebody.
Okay.
Are those movements? Are they the same, Toya?
Okay. One more time. What movement's the same? What?
The civil rights movement and the LGBTQ movement, are they the same?
Oh Lord. No, not if you're going to fight for these rights and turn around and do the same thing that you just got finished fighting for.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
That's not the same. How are you gonna feel discriminated against, abused, but then when you get in those positions, you go hire everybody that's just like y'all, but a straight person don't have a chance. Or
wow.
you want to influence or highly encourage others or others' children to be like you. Like, no, y'all are fighting for something that I can see, right? And just because you make a law, that's not going to make me not want to drag you down the street because you're gay. Just because you change, because they've been changing the law with black folks and they've been killing our behinds. So just because you put a law in place ain't going to change nobody's heart about how they feel about you being gay or what they want to do to you. But when you earn this position, you fight for it, and then this is what abusers do, though, right? Oh, no, you know what? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it to you. You know what? You done bop me upside my head. Oh, yeah, we need to go to counseling and we're going to make it right. But no, you're still an abuser because now you took in this movement for us to get together and be equal and try to make it work. But then you turn around and do to everybody else the thing we just got over. And that's what's to me, that's what's the difference between this LGBTQ movement and a series of other moments that we've had to endure for some time. You know, and it's the people. So did they try to fight for the same and similar rights? Yes, they did. But their purpose and their vision changed as soon as the spotlight hit them. I mean, so bad to where even LGBTQ women try to take up the Black Lives Matter campaign and with a hidden agenda, ease out the black man now. Because now you're LGBTQ. Now, don't get me wrong. I went to jail behind beating a cat. So I know men ain't right. I still love me some men though. So now you LGBTQ. And now because of whatever issue you got with men, you're going to purposely spark an agenda to X them out? Wait a minute. Didn't y'all just say y'all didn't like this kind of treatment when it came to y'all? You know, so the hypocrisy in humanity is just, you know what I'm saying? There's no consistency with us. We want what we want, and we don't care who we got to trample over. But one thing for sure, everybody's going to try to trample over the black folk. But we don't care who we can trample over to get so-called our rights, to get so-called, what's due. And then some of these rights we fighting for, it just, I don't care if you're gay. But it's the problem when you a man and you acting like me. I don't care if you're gay. But it's the issue when you go to school dressed up like a girl, but my boy who grows his long hair, you know what I'm saying? They tell him he got to wear a dress because he's growing a ponytail.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it's like when it comes to these movements, y'all, it's all about what we have in common. But we the people, we still have to keep our eye on what's allowed and what's not allowed. Because, hey, the satanic people going to be fighting for their movement next. And then what we going to do?
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Mr. Hicks.
Wow. Ooh.
Hey, this the new Morning Glow, brother. This ain't yesterday Morning Glow. This is a new one here.
Yeah. All right. I was going back over my life, right? I was born in 1949. And I guess I watched the shift and change of things. When I grew up, when I was growing up, well, first let's go to the thing of hate speech. What is hate speech? How did they find that thing? But when I grew up, we call them faggots and dykes. And when you showed yourself, be out of pattern, you get your ass whooped.
Hey!
You got to keep that in your closet because you're affecting the kids. You're affecting my children and the children of this community that we're in a struggle to get our liberty. And you become the enemy when you put a dress on. When you don't adapt your manhood and want to affect other people to be the way you are, because you can't be a homosexual by yourself. You got to seduce someone else into your lifestyle. You don't go find somebody that's in your lifestyle. I think about the thing of a woman when she turn around and she look at her and she's with her husband. She turn around, there's a man, a group of men looking at her with their tongues hanging out, with lust in their eye. How she feel? I think about the same thing. I'm in the shower. I turn around. I got your eyes on me all crazy, like I'm going to go upside your head and hit you with these front kicks and put you in order. Did you put that stuff back in your closet? So here we are. I don't expect to change the world because we're in this phase where people define your truth and you speaking honest from your heart as being a hate speech or either being but it's going to come down to community of people of like minds that have the same basis, that believe that the marriage is a man and a woman, that a woman is clearly defined and a man is clearly defined. We got to find our spot to get where we are, to keep people like that think like us where we are. And if you want to think that way and you want to live that life, go to California. But we want one of these states or one of these counties or one of these areas where we're going to put our money together, get our resources together, get ourselves a constitution, set up a little organization, a little government of ourselves where we got rules of what is allowed in our community. So if you want it, I'm sure there's some people born gay are born with effeminate. They're born with effeminate nature. Some men are just more gentle in that way. We all have that masculine and feminine part of our personality that we deny. Think about crying. Crying is a release of obstacles inside of you, barriers that you had. Tears release that pressure from you. You can do it with tears or you can do it with bloodshed. You can do it with violence, but you got to get it out.
Yeah.
So it's a whole different struggle. Listen, think about it. They were walking down the street with G-strings on, with their breasts out, with pussy hats on their heads and all this stuff. We ain't talking about how you going to identify that. Hey, that word pussy is a real word. Pussycat.
Ms. Hicks.
You sitting with them hats on though, haven't you?
Ms. Hicks. Do you remember how to get to the corner? I know it's the new Morning Glow, but do you remember how to get to the corner?
I'm going.
Okay, go ahead on. Go ahead on over there.
I go.
Cassandra, good morning. How you doing this morning? Cassandra, I got a question for you, and Happy New Year to you, sis. Happy New Year to you. Good to have you this morning. Got a question for you. Is the civil rights movement and the LGBT movement, are they the same? Are the struggles the same?
No, of course we know that they're not the same. So, I mean, it's no way that they can be the same, and I don't think that they try to make it the same. They know that there's a struggle,
Mm-hmm.
and the movement is for change the same, but as far as the fight is totally different. We know that. That's just common sense. So
Mm-hmm.
the struggle is there, and the movement trying to bring change is there, but the ideas and ideologies are totally opposite. And
Mm-hmm.
I've never, just me. I know other people have heard different, but I've never heard an LGBTQ person um, pretend that the struggle for Black people was the same. I've heard some say it, you know what I'm saying, but they know that it's different. They want change. They want to be recognized. They want to be, and that's what we all want. We want change for what is being done wrong to us, whether you LGBTQ or whether it's the civil rights movement.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, fighting for equality and fighting for justice, which is what I'll do. And I'll fight for anybody to have that right. If I feel like it's right, I'll fight for that. But we know that they're not the same.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. Leonard, talk to me, brother.
I think that people are very clear about it. I think the issue is personal issues.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people have personal issues with certain things, and they get all up in arms about it. I'm not the person to care how you live your life as long as it don't hurt me or hurt nobody else. That's just how I am. I could care less if you follow the Bible or not.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to respect the fact that I'm a human being, and you're going to treat me as such. And people are going to come along with various causes and things like that. But that does not, like Miss Cassandra just said, they know better. And we chastise them when they get out of line about it.
Mm-hmm.
Behind closed doors. We understand what you're trying to do. However, this is why I love James Baldwin so much. Just as gay never was an issue, never was a secret. But guess what he fought about? He fought about the real problem. The real problem was racism. The people don't care nothing about me being gay. They don't care nothing about me being gay. But I know that when I show up Black, it's a problem.
Mm.
I know that when I'm Black, I can't get a job. I know that when I'm Black, I can't buy a house in a certain area. I know that when I'm Black, I got to go to the back of the bus.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm all about making sure that people understand. I'm not going to help you live no lie. Now, whatever issues you got with being gay are your issues. Do some people want to kill you about it? Yes. But don't compare that to what African Americans went through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's no comparison whatsoever in that in that area. Like I said before, people criticize that president for what he did, but it was the easiest thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it was done.
Mm-hmm.
Because one, the law don't say that I got to marry a man. It says that if you love a man, you can marry that man.
Mm-hmm.
It don't say I got to marry a man.
Mm-hmm.
So it's for they can have what it is that they desire. Like when you got some African Americans, they mad about everything. They don't even thank God when they get up in the morning because they Black and they mad at everybody and everything. What do you want? What do you want? See, you tell me what you want.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even know what you want. Because guess what? You live in a lie. You got access to everything.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
But because you won't go get up and get it, you think that one, you going to get behind the movement and say it's the white man. No, it's that lazy, trifling attitude of yours.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So don't make up a problem. We got enough problems in the world without people just making them up just for attention.
Wow. Wow. 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. Phone lines open. Give us a call. We'd love to have your input on what we're talking about. This is the new Morning Glow. This is the new Morning Glow. And what we're talking about this morning is the struggles the same. Are the struggles the same? The civil rights movement and the LGBTQ movement. Are the struggles the same? Paul, good morning. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning. Doing all right. Wow. Badger threw out a sticky topic for sure. Yeah, because I've heard this debate a lot of different times, and I guess the only thing I could really add that hasn't been said is, now that we know more about like what's the origin of homosexual behavior and stuff, scientists have figured out that the brains are different, so biologically different. And, so it seems like there's a genetic component. So I guess the comparison between, pro-black movement and pro-gay movements is that, it is it's not like earlier somebody said, well, you could just choose to not be gay or whatever. Well, it seems like science disputes that. I mean, I guess you could choose to, to limit how you express your gayness, and I think, there's a valid criticism of the LGBTQ movement, and that in some places it's pretty aggressive, like with the trans kids and stuff like that. I think that's a very valid criticism, but like Cassandra said, very few people go, oh, well, I'm gay. It's exactly the same as, the black struggle. I'll never hear that. I never hear that. It's sort of a straw man, something that people put out there to try to confuse the conversation. But I don't know. I guess that's all I have to say about this topic.
Okay, good deal, Badger.
Well, I don't want there to be no confusion. My whole thing was,
In this world, there's much confusion. I've seen the city life, but it's not for me. Go ahead.
What is okay and what ain't. And to me, I didn't bring up a comparison topic. You did.
Yeah.
I brought up hate is hate.
Mm-hmm.
And that everyone's struggle is different. There's perceptions. There's like all kinds of things that can be perceived in particular ways.
Mm-hmm.
So based on where you're from, where you live at, your perceptions are going to be different. What you believe is going to, cause different struggles or different opinions. And I was actually kind of thrown off by the way you said what you said.
Which part?
Because to me, it's very different, or at least in my opinion, it's very different of how do I word it the way I'm wanting to make sure it's worded. We live in a society that always ends up going after one another, or my struggle is worse than your struggle, and if you don't agree with me, then you're bad, wrong, evil.
Okay. Okay. Let me keep this thing going. Rico, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me. Rico, you there?
Yeah, I had to fight with the mute button this time. I'm about on tapped out on it, but I'm gonna just throw this out there real fast. When I said that about people can make a choice, That choice is about hiding it or coming out. You know, a lot of people that are gay, they problem come over. You'll hear them say, I shouldn't have to hide my true self. But they have a choice to hide their true self or not. It ain't choosing the sexuality. See, I wasn't making the point about the choice to be gay. My point was about the choice to participate and then expose what you want to do. Public displays of affection. See, you might be able to walk around with a man and won't nobody even know you're gay.
Mm-hmm.
But see, these perceptions that we have of people, man, you know, sometimes people are in the closet and then you can look at a man and you can't tell he's gay.
Yeah.
But then I've seen some people that had that moniker placed on them of being gay, and they was the biggest women slayers around.
Mm-hmm.
They were just soft. They wasn't muscular. They wasn't alpha males, but they loved some coochie.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody thought they was running around here being, you know what I'm saying, sissies. That's what they call it. They acting gay. All they hang around is girls. You know what I'm saying? And they was knocking all of them off.
Mm-hmm.
The whole little crew. But see, they didn't go for the tough guy. They didn't have that macho role. See, sometimes people look at the macho thing and they try to determine if you're gay or not. But see, they just go to show you how you can hide it or how you can be misperceived. So you have this thing where people have been on the down low. Those people on the down low made a choice to hide that they love men. They even hid it from their wives and families. You know, you hear people say, I came out. What you come out of?
Mm-hmm.
Came out of secrecy. Because they chose to keep that to themselves. Not that they were choosing to be gay or not be gay, but choosing to keep it to themselves that they were having deviant desire for men. Now, they might not look at them as deviant, but that's what I'm going to call it. So now, you know, the question actually had a simple answer and response, but then you could complicate it, and that's how they actually get to make it to where it's so important of an issue to where they can move us out the way with the Black Lives Matter movement, because we started trying to find a way to make it sound so sophisticated and eloquent and intelligent. Yeah, they might be born like that. You know, there's a thing called estrogen and this other hormone called testosterone. They promote not only certain physical traits, but mental and emotional traits. A lot of different behaviors that come from those hormones. And sometimes people are born with both of them and they end up with both sex organs. Ain't that something? I wonder what that does to their brain chemistry. But see, not everybody's like that. Some people have just been tainted. Some people have been touched and introduced to ecstasy and orgasm, and they experience that feeling of that dopamine going to that brain like hitting crack, and they hooked. And they keep on getting that feeling, being that they don't know any better. They keep getting it from the same type of people that look like the person that first gave it to them, whether it was a male cousin, a female cousin. You know, I know some women that turned out their other female cousins.
Wow. Wow.
But nobody suspected that this behavior will be going on. You know, you have to wonder who, and then look, the little younger cousin, full-fledged lesbian. So it all came out that the freaky oldest cousin turned her out when she was young, introduced her to ecstasy.
Wow.
She wasn't born like that. She was introduced.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she got introduced to it, she seen how good it felt. And it was like getting beamed up the sky there. You remember, y'all seen New Jack City when Chris Rock hit that thing, that pipe?
Yeah.
He got beamed up. That's what Issa said. Like, y'all know what it's like. Y'all know what the first orgasm is like. Like fireworks going off in your brain and your toes and everything, like lightning shooting out of them. You can't control nothing.
Kick out a window.
In the corner. You go get in the corner and watch it.
So you just got to really be born like that. But see, that's where the conversation will go, and that's where they'll take it sometimes.
Yeah.
And then that sometimes might open the door for some pedophiles that just born liking children.
Wow. And so again, I say this all the time, and there's so many different layers on what we're talking about right now. There's so many different layers, man, and we certainly not gonna be able to cover them all in one broadcast. So we may have to go back and revisit it again. But right now, let me go to Shanavia. Shanavia, good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, y'all. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well. Asking the question, since I want to hear your heart on this, is the civil rights movement and the LGBTQ movement, are they the same?
No, no, sir. I mean, like, that's like, that's like comparing apples and oranges. Like, they're both fruit, but they're two different fruit. Now, I do feel like that the civil rights movement was the blueprint for a lot of other movements, such as the LGBTQ movement and so many others that came after. I think that they took elements of the civil rights movement that worked for them, like lock-ins, protesting, things of that nature. But no, they're two completely different struggles, two completely different fights that may have a commonality, which is equality and equity. But no, they're not one and the same. Because I mean, like, truth be told, there are some people that and I'm very much an advocate for the LGBTQ community. I mean, I'm not shy about having a gay brother and numerous other cousins. However, there are some gay people that would not have joined me in the streets for the killing of unarmed Black men and women or other people of color, but may have expected me to come and join their fight or speak at an event that they wouldn't even grace our presence with, if that makes any sense. So, I mean, no, and I'm trying to tread lightly because I want to choose my words carefully, but very much be transparent and truthful. But no, the fight is completely different.
Wow.
And just because you're a minority, because technically to some degree, we both are minorities in a societal world, but that doesn't mean that I feel like there's still some sense of I'm better than you sometimes.
Wow. Okay. Cassandra, and then we'll go on to Toya with a T. Cassandra, what's on your heart?
Are we still talking about the same subject?
Yes.
I don't really have anything else to say on that.
Okay. Toya?
Yeah, the same motivation that makes us want to fight for the movement it still stems from feeling like we have something different than the other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because it's like we're fighting for something. Like, I'm going to use women, for example. We had a place. People felt. But then that's the way it was, right? But no, I feel something different. Right? Men do have rights, but no, the corner you got me in. No. I got to stand up and do something.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I get it, kids. Right? Oh, you're being unfair. I want to divorce my fans, right? I got to stand up and do something because something about this just don't seem right. Just don't seem natural. So I need to be able to fight for something more. But let me tell you something. Rico threw out a very valid point that I haven't thought about for years and years and years, even though I've experienced it, right? I experienced a young man say to me, oh, ecstasy, it don't matter who around. You going to want to bust it down.
Mm-hmm.
I remember him telling me that. And that just clicked in my head for me. But so now, here you carrying this movement and this fight. But it's not even an organic movement. It's still artificial. If you were introduced to these things through ecstasy and influences, you weren't born that way.
Mm-hmm.
But you still feel like in this skin, I know I'm backwards than everybody else, right? I know what I'm supposed to be. I know what society says, right? Just like women, just like Black people. I know what society says about me, but I feel like it's something more than that. So I don't want to be drugged down the street just because I'm this way. I don't want to be pointed out. I don't want to be shooed out. So this thing right here, that's what makes us fight. So if in the beginning, and this goes back to a comment I heard earlier where it was like, we want to say that one fight is bigger than the other, or what I've been through, you know what I'm saying, is more than what you've been through. But we have to do that because that's how we evolve.
Mm-hmm.
We have to break norms. So when you become to be treated differently because you're autistic or handicapped and you're tired of it, you're going to stand up and fight. But This is the thing, though.
Yes.
Don't get up there and then did all that fighting. And the same people you said you fought for, or even the outsiders, that you do the same thing you just fought for against. That's what I'm going back to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Don't become the very thing you hate.
Absolutely. And
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes we do. I
Mm-hmm.
remember, and I'm just going to say this for myself, oh, I don't want to be this way as a person, right? Or I don't want to be this way because this, that, and the third. Sometimes we come out worse
Wow. Wow.
because you're so busy trying not to be, you don't understand that you're affecting multiple people other than just you. Instead of just, listen, I'm not going to just, listen, I don't have a problem with gay people, right? And I'm not going to treat a transgender any different. I'm not going to disrespect them or anything. But that bothers the hell out of me that you a man and you walking around and to pop some boobs on you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I tell you it burns me up inside, but let me tell you something. I will never deny you a job. I will never let nobody come hurt you. I will never treat you differently because there's something going on with you that I feel like ain't right. Get on my nerves. I'm mad. I'm not going to express that. And I feel like that's where we need to be in humanity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Stop allowing it. Because see, it's going to be something different now. Oh, we not gay. Oh, we over with the gay. We made up with them. Oh, we made up with the blacks. Oh, we made up with the Jews. Oh, we made up with the people who are mentally challenged. It's always going to be something that the devil's going to try to use or find again to make us use our energy on being divided. Just stop it. It don't matter. Everybody should have access to jobs. But what we really need to be focusing on is why isn't the government making sure that we got access to these things? Why don't we have them? Why we don't have livable wages? I'm going to need y'all to meet me downtown for a protest, right? Because a wage is not livable. And it's time for us to make noise. So we're about to start changing these movements this year. So while we sitting back talking right now about this conversation, I severely hope, even if you're someone who doesn't require a minimum wage, I hope y'all join this movement because people, this is not right. It's unnatural to be making 725 and you're running 1900. I'm just throwing it out there. So when it comes to movement, that's what it stems from. Something is different. You know what I'm saying? I know you had a plight, right? Little white boy, you had to go to Ivy League school. Oh my gosh, your parents are so unfair. Oh, I couldn't get a Bugatti. They bought me a Honda. Oh my gosh, that's their struggles too. But still, we as people, we cannot get distracted by simple stuff. I'm not going to say it's simple, but things that is a tactic to distract us, like color. That is the silliest thing to hate someone for.
Exactly.
Who they want to be with. Leonard said it earlier, what they want to do. No, we need to get back on this government. We need to fight for livable wages. We need to fight for fair and equal opportunity financially for housing, right? We need to fight for where our money are going for in our communities because you're acting like, oh, they're not cleaning up the neighborhoods. Well, that's what taxes are for. We got a bunch of things we need to add on as a movement. And since we, care so much about LGBTQ and Black Lives Matter and all these, when we start hitting these streets about the ones that matter to all of us, because all of us are affected by some of these things I just named, then we might be able to get somewhere.
Good deal. Good deal. Now, does anybody have anything else they want to say on this topic before?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, just jump right on up in there. Go ahead. What's on your heart, brother?
I've been coming from the same place Toya just did.
Mm-hmm.
It's all if it's all a struggle, and it doesn't become a separation problem until somebody makes it a separation problem of mine's worse than yours and this and that and things like that, because things are going to boil down to experience, personal perception, belief, and things of that nature. Then how do we get past the comparison and the narrative of keeping us divided and learning to acknowledge an individual's struggle?
Okay. Do you think that what we're talking about is a element of keeping us divided, or were we having a intellectual conversation based on the differences between the two or the similarities in the two?
Yes and no. I understand that the way the discussion was meant, but like I said before, when you brought up the question initially, I've been getting more and more involved in things all across the board, covering pretty much everything Toya said. You know, that's part of being an activist. And whenever it's a simple topic like hate is brought up, someone always throws out some kind of question to compare things.
What hate is hate, you know, that is that not a comparison right there? Hate is hate, and how do you have a conversation when you're talking about hate is hate, and you're not going to talk about what you talk about in regards to the hate?
Hate towards black people, hate towards gay, hate toward disability, hate toward Chinese, hate toward natives. The same word is hate.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Why can't it be that simple?
Because the life is
if the word is hate,
mm-hmm.
and it's hatred toward another person for whatever reason it may be. I'm not talking about disagreeing. People always take things out of context from time to time of an individual because they don't agree with something that they're hateful. That's not true. If
Mm-hmm.
it's not part of your belief, it's not part of your belief.
Badger, if I say to you just in its simplest form, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Would you understand what I'm talking about?
You want food?
Not necessarily. I could be hungry for power.
Your action has to match it.
That's where the dialogue comes in, brother.
So, like, that's why I said, yes, I do. But I've also seen how topics like this, I can't find the bloody words.
Okay. Well, we gotta keep it moving, brother. Anybody else have anything they want to say on this topic before we move on to something? But hold on, I got to do this. Willow, I got to do this. Hold on for a second, y'all.
Hey, Raheem, happy New Year. Good morning, morning glow.
Good morning, sis. How are you doing this morning?
Man, I am doing fine, right?
Has 23.
You got it. It's already treat me well.
Good deal. Good deal. Now, listen, we're asking a question, and I want to hear your heart, and we're going to move on to something else, to another topic. We're talking about the civil rights movement and the LGBTQ movement. Are those struggles the same?
Oh, wait. You know what? I really hadn't thought about it, but since you brought it up, when I think about it, no, they're not, because one is a choice. Some might say it's not a choice, but one is a choice and one is a force, should I say. One is a force and one is a choice. So, no, I don't believe that they are. If I'm, throwing it out there, I didn't hear anybody else's conversation on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say that because, I'm definitely not I don't want to say hater of people's choices, because you have to respect someone's choices, but you don't have to like them.
Yes.
But I'll say that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's what's on my part.
Good deal. Good deal. Now, Cassandra, I'm coming to you, Cassandra. You there?
Yes, I am.
Cassandra, I'm gonna ask a question, and I want to hear your heart on it. How can I? And there's a lot of different ways that we're gonna. I know there's a lot of different ways we're gonna go with this, but how can I say I love you when I lie to you? Is that possible?
Yeah, I think it's possible. I think it's possible. Because sometimes people, well, this is what they say. They're lying to protect the person that they love. And I sort of get that, because there are sometimes that people can't handle the truth. I don't care. They say, tell me the truth. I've heard women say that for years, but they really don't want the truth. You know what I'm saying? From the person that they love, they really don't want the truth. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely a person that believes that, yeah, you can love a person and not tell them the truth. That's me. That's
Mhm.
my opinion.
Wow.
You can do that. Yeah,
Okay.
that's just my opinion.
Let's delve into that for just for a second. And like I said, we definitely have a lot of people here, so I don't want to say too long on it. But when you say I'm lying to you to protect you, are you really protecting them? Because maybe that truth is what they need.
That's what I'm saying. It has to be. It's a judgment call. I feel like it's a judgment call with people sometimes
Mm-hmm.
because I'm sorry, some people cannot handle the truth. It's times when the person that I love told me the truth, and I was devastated. I did not want to.
Yeah.
I did not want to hear what they had to say. So
Mhm.
that's why I'm saying it's an individual thing.
Mhm.
Some people may want to know the truth no matter what, and some people can't handle the truth. That's just the bottom line. So I stay on that. I don't like someone not telling the truth, but sometimes some people can't handle the truth.
Wow.
But from people that they love.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Tucson, what do you say to that, man? How can I say I love you when I lie to you?
Mhm. That's a hard one there. Yeah. Depends on it. I don't
Tucson,
know.
let me throw this out there at you. And even something so small is truth of the matter. We just left it. We just got out of the holiday season and stuff like that. How many times have parents lied to their children? Santa Claus is bringing you this. Santa Claus you better be good, or Santa Claus ain't gonna bring you nothing. Santa Claus, that's and that's just a little quote, a little small little lie, but it's still a lie. We said hate is hate, a lie is a lie. So
Well, Raheem, I mean, we don't let kids grow up. My parents, they let me know there was no Santa Claus.
Yeah.
I knew my mama and daddy. Well, my dad, he went to work. So I knew where the wagon came from, or the G.I. Joe and Tonka Toy. I knew where they came from.
Little green soldier man. Go ahead.
Yeah, the little green soldier man. Yeah, I sure did. With the little Jeep and all that kind of stuff. I knew where that came from. But how in the world is a sensible young boy gonna tell me that a fat white guy comes down the chimney that we don't have? Don't make no sense.
Don't make no sense.
But when you talk about lying and loving, then it happens in some cases because okay, let me get ugly for a minute. Now you know that Coke bottle shape that you met ain't that Coke bottle that you got now.
Oh Lord.
He's
Boy,
on the floor with me.
you about to get in some trouble now. Ooh, go ahead, brother. Get yourself in some trouble.
But you say because you love them, you just as beautiful as you were in the day I met you. Now you lying before God.
Wow. Hold on. You stay right
But
there.
wait a minute. You asked me the question, but beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. But you lying.
Lord.
Now she look like her mama.
Woo. Tucson, I'm trying to save you, brother. I'm trying to save you. Toy, you want to talk to him. How can you say you love me and you lied to me? So Tucson about to dig a hole over there, boy. He digging a hole to you.
Well, I think that because, the conversation that we have about how you're brought up in the home, we have a lot of misguided, misconstrued love, right? This is why we're talking about, beating our kids, right? Because how can somebody love you and beat you, but they can't? So how can somebody love you and lie to you? Well, when you tell me about Santa Claus and and he ain't real, what is that? What is that? It's a lie, isn't it?
It's a lie. Absolutely.
So, all right. So the person that told you that should be the one that loves you. It's just your parent. So now they done told you a lie for 7-8 years, and now year number 9. How you take that is not only your fault, because see, now you can be so angry and vengeful, you're gonna be a liar too now. So you lie to them now because now you crushed and heartbroken about it ain't no Santa Claus and how the heck your parents can lie to you for all this time. And that's trust. See, we don't think about stuff like that. We don't think about when we tell our child, oh, I'm going to take you here, and you don't do it. We don't think about what we're cultivating and brewing at the same time. So because we have misguided and misconstrued actions on how to operate on a daily basis, we're going to have them when they come to love, right? So, you know, you would think you love your cousin, but if you turn your cousin out on some sexual stuff, does that mean that you don't love your cousin? You know what I'm saying? So it's like when we start to have these conversations, first of all, we have to think about the society we live in and how the devil uses love times two. You know what I'm saying? The love of money, the love of drugs, the love of, you know what I'm saying? Wanting to live freely. It's my body. I can do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, in this society that we live in, you know what I'm saying? Can someone love you and still lie to you? It's guided and misconstrued. But yeah, it's true.
Wow. Rico, what do you say to that, man? How can you say you love me when you lie to me?
Very easy. I can just let the sounds come out my mouth. But now at the same time, there's a good reason. You might be trying to actually keep somebody's feelings from being hurt or not hit them with something so hard they're not prepared for. You know, I can remember when my dad told me when I was young that everybody, well, he wasn't going to die because he saw how much it affected me when he gave me the initial response. You know what I'm saying? I was aware of death at an early age. You know what I'm saying? I remember seeing my great grandfather in the casket. They had to pick me up and let me look at him, man. I had to be like 3 years old, and that always, you know, never left me because I wanted him to wake up and get up out that casket. I didn't understand, you know what I'm saying? And my grandmother, her brothers had a funeral home, so, you know, it was actually a family thing. You know, a bunch of preachers and, you know, and the other ones that wasn't preaching was in the funeral business. And so that started from there. They were trying to explain to me death, why he was laying in that casket. What is that? That's a casket. Why he laying there like that? He dead. Is he coming back? Am I going to be able to sit in his lap again? He used to have a wheelchair. He didn't have no legs, you know what I'm saying? But he let me sit in his lap, man. I was, you know, I wasn't the only great grandchild, but, you know, we had our own little relationship.
Yes.
So I asked my dad about that. Because Lord knows I loved my daddy more than life when I was young. You know, most boys' heroes are the fathers if they fall, you know, if they come up in the right situation. I said, Daddy, is God gonna die? He said, nah. Is Superman gonna die? He said, nah. I said, you gonna die? He said, yeah, we all gotta die one day. He saw the look on my face. So I started trying to make sense out of it. Well, what about this? Well, what about that? Then I asked him again. He said, no, I ain't gonna never die. I said, all right. I said, what about me? He said, you ain't neither. And then, you know, I thought about it when the first time I saw the little show about Nostradamus, and he made this prediction about when the world gonna come to an end. What? You mean to tell me the world gonna come to an end? Who said that? I don't want to hear that mess. But had that been something that I asked somebody at a young age, you know, that's something that the young people don't need to hear. So you might have to lie to them and tell them some things that they might not be prepared to hear. Now, the Santa Claus thing, that, you know, it's out of fun. It's wrong. It's out of fun. They try to make the occasion fit. You know, because we have been programmed to embrace these traditions and stuff. But then it is sometimes that it is necessary. We got to remember it's a time and place for everything under the sun. Sometimes you have got to lie to protect somebody's well-being.
Rico,
my grandmother had.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Rico.
Go ahead.
I agree. I agree in a large part of what you're saying. Sometimes you have to protect the person's feelings, but are you protecting them just for the now? Because eventually that truth is going to come out, and now they still have to. There's going to come a point in the time they have to deal with it. They got to deal with the reality of the truth. So when you say
time and a place for them to deal with it. Once again, they might not be mature enough to understand this yet. A child might walk in on their parents having sex. You better make up a lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't tell
Yeah.
them what that is and what's up with it, because before you know it, they'll be running around here teaching other little kids, yeah, this is where you stick this at.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you do that for. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you have to lie and sort of manipulate children to take their mind away from something that they shouldn't be paying attention to, because maybe they saw something they shouldn't see at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
it's like I said, you know, I remember my grandmother had a stroke, but then my aunt died. We had to hide it
Mm-hmm.
at first.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have those situations where people are in bad health, and bad news will make them turn completely upside down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you might have to hide from them. This happened or that happened. Somebody came and burned your house down while you've been up in the hospital. You know, there's so many different things depending on your mental and your physical state. It might be necessary to hold the truth back a little bit until there's a better time to reveal the truth.
That's good. That's good. Leonard, how can you say you love me when you lie to me? Talk to me.
I mean, people lie every day. So
Lord
a
Jesus.
lie ain't that, you know, it ain't like these things are so exclusive of one another.
Mm-hmm.
The people do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that sometimes lying is a lot more convenient for some people, for whatever agenda they may have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so why people lie a lot of times, I don't think it really means they don't love one another. You know, it's just that one, for some reason, they feel like telling a lie is more appropriate.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So, you know,
for that moment,
it's different.
For that moment, or just in general?
For that moment.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
For that moment, because that's one thing about a lie. It takes a lot of maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
See, I can't claim to have ever just been in the dark like that, because my parents were very blunt with me from the beginning. And plus I knew what a lie was long time before most children. So it's not a big deal to me like it is to some other people, where I just woke up one day, oh, you mean to tell me that's not real? No, I wasn't that type of person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still not that type of person. So it just depends on the person who's being lied to, and for whatever reason they're being lied to.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
And why a person feels like they have to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Navy. How can you say you love me when you lie to me?
I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I'm listening to everybody, and you know, I agree with it. It's just not a one size fits all. Like, I wish it was a clear cut answer to it. I agree that it depends on the situation and how much truth you can handle, because let's be honest, everybody can't handle the level of truth that you may need. Let's use the kids and Santa Claus. Are they able, like, how honest do you be about Santa Claus? Some of us, grew up in a household to where, we knew exactly that it was mom and daddy. Other of us grew up in households where we thought everything came from Santa Claus. And some of us grew up in houses to where, the big things came from Santa Claus and the other necessities came from mom and dad. And then later on, there was a conversation that was just like, okay, well, baby, if you find out by walking in and finding the gifts, or, you were sat down and had the conversation. Either way, like, who am I to say that either of those are wrong? Going back to the interesting example that Mr. Toussaint gave about the young lady and how over time we changed, both of us, not just the women, but the men as well. But, I love you, but, that dress ain't quite fitting. That time in that situation, yes, it may sting a little bit, but darling, don't send me out here looking like a can of busted biscuits. Maybe I need to put on a Spanx or something. Be truthful with me on that end, because I'm a representation of you.
Yeah.
And people I think that people staring at me for one reason, but they may be staring at me for another reason, because they're like, why he let her come out there like that? Be true. It may hurt my feelings, but be truthful with me on that tip. And that's with me. Even if you can't give me me all of the truth at once. Give me what you know I can handle.
Mhm.
And then whenever you see me handle that, then give me the rest of it so I can digest it. But don't piss on my head and tell me that it's raining in situations to where it may hurt me. And
Don't
that
go in the
may
corner
be
too.
Yeah,
of if it's going to hurt, if the lie is going to hurt.
yeah,
I
exactly.
don't know. I'm still trying to process that question because I don't think that it's one clear cut answer.
Mm-hmm. So there is situations, Navy, where a lie is appropriate.
I was about to say a half truth, but I mean a half truth is still a half lie too. I think that it depends on the situation, and I don't know. Like it depends on the situation, and it depends on the relationship that you have with that person. Because there are things that my sister can tell me that one of my friends can't tell me, and vice versa, or at least they can't deliver it. Okay, well maybe it's a deliverance. Maybe sometimes, because I tell people all the time, it's not what you say to me that makes me react instead of respond. It's how you say it to me that makes me react instead of respond. So I think that it involves a couple of things: the relationship that you have, the situation at hand. Because I mean, like, you know,
So, David,
I've told a lie. I hurt somebody's feelings before. I've given them parts of the truth, but not the entire truth, because I knew they couldn't handle all of that at one time. And so at a later time, when I saw that they had digested that, then we had another conversation when I knew that they could handle it. So it just depends. It honestly just depends on the relationship, on their level of maturity, their emotional maturity, your emotional maturity to be able to give them the information. It's just a lot. It's a lot.
Wow.
This ain't even Monday.
Exactly.
This ain't even Wednesday, and we here.
Exactly. Hey, this is the new morning glow here. This is the new morning glow.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, absolutely. Willa.
Raheem,
How?
I hope you got this in your book. Can you handle the truth?
Oh Lord.
I hope you got somebody writing it, because I'm telling you, Raheem, everybody is hitting it on the nail. I mean, because there are so many different segments underneath this umbrella that I just want to focus on one about the relationship part. And I'm going to take it personal. I'm going to be a little bit transparent. In my first marriage, we got married young. And my husband was from down south, didn't have good education, had to have his mom's raised 7 boys. Anyway, he got up here in the city and he became, should I say, Negro slick. And when we got married, I didn't realize what he was doing on the outside, but I had friends that saw him doing what he was doing. And never once did they mention anything to me until till the doo-doo hit the fan. And then they're going to say, well, I knew that. Hold up. No, this ain't the time you tell me now. See, you should have told me the truth earlier. That would have gave me an opportunity to choose. I have a right to know, because of the fact that there's a lot of things that could happen without telling me. I could get a disease because he's sleeping around. Anything could happen. And you didn't give me that right when you didn't tell me the truth. I've always said it. I don't care. If I see you and I let every spouse know, of my sister, my brother, my cousin, whatever, if you let me see it, I'm telling. That's just me. So that's why I want to put that one out there. And you're right. Some people can't handle the truth. But at least give them the opportunity to say, you know what? I know about it. Let me deal with it. Because when you don't say nothing, it goes on and on and on. And then when something happens, now the if can't do nothing now, Raheem. And that's what's on my heart.
If how they say the thing, if was a fifth, we all be drunk. Anyway, that's maybe that's not the proper thing I should have used on a Christian station. But if it was a fifth, we all be drunk around here. Stanley, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Doing good this morning. How y'all doing?
Hey, doing good. Happy New Year to you, brother. We talking about how can you say you love me when you lie to me? Talk to me.
Ooh. Yeah, I guess it all depends on what the lie is about. A lot of people lie to help spare people's feelings, so a lot of people lie to get what they want. And I think that, it's saying the lie and we shouldn't lie, but I've seen where people lie to, protect somebody from certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
But if you got somebody who's lying to you because they do love you and they don't want to hurt your feelings
Mm-hmm.
or want you to know about a certain thing so you don't get overly excited, I think that's different than somebody lying to you because they're cheating on you or if they are trying to get something from you.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of men tell a woman, I love you, or I don't have nobody else but you. And women do the same thing. So if they're lying to you to get something from you, it's different. But if they're lying to you to protect you or to spare your feelings, I think that's kind of like, I'm not saying that's all right, but I just think it's a difference in the lie.
Mm-hmm. How long do you protect them? Because eventually the truth has to come out and they're going to still have to deal with that reality.
Well, then again, so that's all depending on the state of mind they're in.
Mm-hmm.
Some people protect people because they might be fragile at that particular time. And then as time goes down, their mood change or their mindset change, then you can kind of slowly tell them, hey, this is why I told you that. You really want to tell them before they find out, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen it work both ways. I've seen it where it helps people. It gives them time to prepare for it. But I've also seen that, where it messes people up too. They find out before you can correct the lie. So
mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. Tucson, you had your hand up, brother. What's on your heart?
Yeah, I'm just can't be nobody but myself. But I just think about just tell the lady that her baby has cute shoes. That baby got pretty shoes.
So you don't want to tell the baby that a baby is not attractive.
Don't do that.
I try to be polite.
Don't do that. Just say that's a pretty baby.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty baby. All babies are pretty.
All babies are pretty.
That's kind of extreme, and I like to be comical. We take life serious all the time, but on the serious side, if I can be, that you walk up to a person and their outward appearance may not be as attractive, but they're a beautiful person on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of look at them with one eye.
Huh? Okay,
no.
Go ahead, Cassandra. Go ahead. That's your brother. Now go ahead.
No, Tucson. I can't with Tucson. What?
You said you look at him with one eye.
That is Raheem, but that is a good example. Do you just tell a person, you're talking about the baby or whatever? That really is a good example.
Mm-hmm.
Do you say that the baby is ugly? I mean, well, not that the baby is ugly, but they say, oh, my baby is so cute. Do you say, oh no, you must be looking at the wrong baby? I mean, do you do that? I mean, it's just some things are just out of civility, I mean, can we just be try to be decent? Yeah, I mean, the baby may look like a chimpanzee, but do you just say that? I mean, why are you laughing? Oh, for real? Because I've seen some that sort of look like chimpanzees. But I would never say that. I mean, oh my God, what a beautiful baby. Or something.
You had
I don't know.
Cassandra, see, you be the polite one, and we all got that one friend that's just brutally honest.
You are not going to say the baby ugly, Raheem.
Look, you got one.
Who on heck gonna say the baby ugly? I live in Tucson.
Now see,
gonna say the baby ugly?
You got some friends that's just brutally honest. They just you say that, oh, that baby's so cute. They see they're like,
No, oh no,
You say you're gonna be a beautiful swan one day.
But Raheem, that's where it goes back to sparing people's feelings. You don't want to tell anybody that baby's ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to spare their feelings. Or,
Yeah.
or do like they say, bless his heart. When they said, "Oh, folks, ugly baby, oh, bless his heart."
Look, I didn't know they made carriages for them. Oh no. Let me
Hey,
go.
what does she know the baby? What does she know the baby ain't cute? And she asks you just to see what you say.
Mm.
The reason why I say that because I saw a video where a woman said that she can't cook, but her boyfriend always told her that what she cooked tastes good. But her friends told her different. So she said, you know what? I'm going to intentionally make something terrible. I ain't going to measure no ingredients. I know it's going to be too salty. It's going to have too much salt, and I'm going to have too many different ingredients. She was putting out, I mean, she just had a concoction. They looked like it should have been poison.
Good
and
Lord.
she set a camera up. Baby, how you like it? It's good. It's good. But when she turned her back, oh, my goodness. But see, the thing was, she already knew. She just wanted to see if he was going to lie to her to make her feel better, to spare her feelings. You know, and I think that was a good example. And then what Donald said about the baby was, you know, that was huge too, you know, because in a situation like that, that mother, she ain't blind. She probably knows that she ain't too cute and that baby ain't cute neither. But if she throws that out there, ooh, I thought you love my baby. My baby's so pretty. I'm like, yeah, so adorable. I love babies. All babies are adorable. Because babies are adorable. You get what I'm saying? But you got to find a way to not disagree, but you ain't got to agree.
Look, just look and say, yeah. Because you say she ain't too attractive herself. Say, ain't my baby pretty? I say, like, yeah, he look just like you. Look just like you. And just leave it right there.
Bless y'all. And bless y'all heart.
Exactly. Let me go to Badger. Badger, what's on your heart?
Man, this is a wide open topic. But I'm also kind of in agreement is sometimes we do it out of compassion. Sometimes we do it out of pity. Sometimes a person does it to get away with something. Does it make it okay? That's a person's perception. You know, you're out hiking and you know your kid or your wife or something gets bit by a poisonous snake or you know falls and breaks their leg or something. You know, how brutally honest are you going to be? Or are you going to tell them everything's going to be all right? Maybe that's your truth at the moment. Maybe it's not. So the whole Santa Claus thing, we never told our kids that Santa Claus exists because to us it was a lie. So I think there are some things that has become part of our society to do, and it's up to us to weigh what should we be teaching our kids and whatnot and so on, and how should we treat another human being. Should we lie to others and then expect them never to lie to us? That don't make no sense. There ain't no logic in that either.
None at all. So,
you know, if you tell someone that you love them, your actions should show love. Now, unfortunately, there are those that their version of love is very skewed, like a narcissist or a sociopath. You know, and that brings a whole different dynamic to the situation. Is who's determining what love is? If a person's showing love based on the only thing they ever knew, or their understanding of what that word means, are they wrong?
Wow, that's good. That's good. Mr. Hicks, how could you say you love me when you lie to me?
I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna behave this time.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Yes, I am. I think what I developed over the years, a general kind of rule, and it's like being impeccable with my word. And it's basically always tell the truth, but at least not tell a lie. So it's like a mental gymnastic to be able to dress that without lying. And that's that's an internal kind of thing. I think the thing that one of the speakers said there about giving a part of the truth, you know, because Usher had this song out that really struck me. He said, "Truth hurts," and that's just a reality of truth. Truth hurts, especially if you already believe something, and someone comes with the truth. It's like the king that's got no clothes on, and everybody around agreeing because this person is powerful. Usually, the power is not just political stuff like that. Every power that do you like me? You still like me? Do you still love me if I tell you the truth? In marriage, my best example is like how do I look in this dress, kind of thing. What are those simple things? Hey, baby, how do you like this here thing? How does this look? You think this be appropriate? And I think that when you don't tell the truth, you with me, if you don't tell the truth, you set up a dynamic where there's a lack of trust about anything you say. You know, find a courteous way to say that maybe you should wear something else. So you picked up a few extra pounds, but you gotta say it. If you got a transparent, honest relationship, and the people around you that's close to you, you got to be able to speak your truth to them, and they've got to adjust to you or decide that they don't want no part of you.
Yeah,
that's a part you got to be. I mean, you have an old concern of people liking you and accepting you, and that's because you haven't established a core inside yourself, knowing that the source of your being, your creator of your life, accepts you and love you, and that's enough. And that has to be the base. To be a man of integrity, and to be kind of thing. They talked about Muhammad 1,400 years ago. There was an argument going on against the various tribes trying to figure out which way to position this stone they got. And they called one person that he had. This one person he had a record of being honest. Even though it cut against what everybody believed, they didn't like him a lot of it, but they at least know that this guy's going to tell you that. So let's go get him. Let's get this person to set this stone. So I think it's a valuable thing is always tell the truth, but at least don't tell a lie. And you have to struggle in your head, but you can do it.
It's tough. It's tough. Let me go to Leonard. Leonard, how in the world can you say you love me when you lied to me? You standing there beside somebody and say, look here, man. You want some gum? They say, nah, I'm good. And Leonard, you know that the breath is kung fu kicking like Bruce Lee on steroids. Talk to me, brother.
You are outrageous.
Yes, he is.
This would be the way you ask him the question, but there's a lot of extra to it. Like, say, for instance, with that example, bruh, I'm not asking you, do you want some gum? I'm just going to put this in your mouth. Put this in your mouth. Because it stinks.
Take two. As a matter of fact, here 3. You might need one. Put 3 of them in there.
It wasn't a question about, I'm not questioning about what you think and how you feel. I'm letting you know. Put this in your mouth for that breath. How about that?
Lord, see.
You know, I think we were talking about earlier. I think, like, say, for instance, I give people the benefit of the doubt for whatever reason they thought they may have told the lie. But it has never been beneficial to me to do it that way. You know, those little things that people say, you know, my mama told me this, that. You know, my parents were like, that don't make sense. So why would I tell you? That makes me look stupid. For me to tell you. I even get irritated to this day if a person is trying to be slick. You know how you ever talk to somebody trying to be slick and you really have the information, but they're under the impression that you don't. So they're lying,
Yeah.
right, to you, but you know the truth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's almost offensive because it makes you look very bad to lie to someone who knows the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that is what my parents instilled in me the most. Like, say, for instance, the issue you had this morning, that you're talking about this morning. You know what a real man does? A real man say, "This is who I am. Screw what you think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be this. I'm
Yeah.
going to be that.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for your permission, your congratulations, or anything." When we're talking about, like, being a man.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a gay man, guess what? You're still a man.
Mm-hmm.
You just happen to forget.
Exactly.
So I would expect you to be a man with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that, it's not that people lie, but a lot of people don't tell, well, I'm keeping it real. You don't tell everybody your business.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't walk around telling everybody your business. There's just some things that should be private.
Mm-hmm.
You don't
Exactly.
always have to comment.
Yeah.
Like my mother said, if you got nothing good to say, don't say nothing. You avoid a lot of conflict like that.
Mm-hmm. Just keep your mouth shut.
You just keep your mouth shut. Don't
Yeah,
add
yeah.
nothing to it. Don't take nothing away. Just leave it be.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, precious.
Mm-hmm.
Precious. If you see a baby, you don't talk about the baby thing. Precious, because babies are precious.
Yeah.
Regardless of how they look, they're precious.
Mm-hmm. Regardless. Lord Jesus.
Right. So
Mm.
maybe the baby ain't attractive, but the baby can grow into their face.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a precious baby. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Precious. Oh, yeah. Real precious.
Precious. Say precious.
Exactly. Oh, that baby's so precious. Look at them shoes and that bow
Precious.
you put on the head. Boy, I'm loving that bow on that baby head. Look at that bow. It's so
Precious.
pink and pretty. It's so pink and pretty. Toy, you
That's
want
what
to
that word is for. Precious.
Exactly. Toy, you want to talk to me, sis? Toy, you there?
Yeah, y'all know I'm just tuning back in. Yeah, I'm just tuning back in. What was we still on the same topic?
Yeah. How could you lie? How could you say you love me and you lied to me? How could you sit there and look at that baby? No, the baby ain't the most attractive baby in the world, but you're gonna look at the mama and say, "Oh, that baby's so gorgeous. That baby's so look at
No,
that
I don't
baby."
do that. I don't do that.
Yo,
Nah, let me tell you something. I got 17 nieces and nephews, and I think that 16 one, that was an ugly little thing. I'm like, oh, how you get that ugly little baby? Who let that in? What?
Lord.
I don't play them type games. I'm too truthful. I'm in trouble and stay in trouble because I don't know how to lie about some stuff. I lie about what I want to lie about. Now, officer, I didn't know it was a 65 mile per hour. I thought it said 80. No, Mr. IRS. No, I them my kids. I took care of them. It's lies I tell. I just do it myself. But I'm just saying, I tell lies with reason. It's a good reason. I'm just talking about me. I don't know about everybody else. I know pathological lies. I know people who just lie because the wind blow. You know, who knows? I can't tell you nobody else's excuse. But let me tell you, for me, it's gonna be a good one, right? And it don't mean I don't love you, right? It is what it is. But it goes by the individual, right? You might not want to say, no, baby, that don't taste good. Now I'm gonna tell you, baby, that don't taste good. Don't cook that no more. Throw it out. Don't you ever go in the kitchen and make it again. I mean, see, that would cause confusion with people because sometimes we so busy trying to lie, we can't be real, and we don't fix the problem. I get it, right?
I'm gonna tell you what you do.
The white men coming to take you out the door, and they're gonna kill you and string you and hang you. No, he ain't here. I get it. I get it. But if it ain't under the pretense where you're going to get killed, murdered, put out, or something to that effect, you just lying just to be lying, come on with the jokes.
This is what you do.
That's Houston, I have the problem.
Exactly. And this what you
That's
what you
where
do.
I have the problem. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I told you, I'm gonna tell you this what you do right here. You walk in the kitchen. You say, baby, stop that what you doing. Don't do that no more. And she look at you, say, what did I do? You just look at her and say, cooking. Don't do that no more. We're not gonna do that. As a matter of fact, here go the call us some food in, because baby, you ain't good at this cooking thing. You know,
Look,
you're making me lose weight.
Baby, stop what you're doing, because you're about to ruin the very little bit that we used to. Don't do that no more. Go sit down.
Exactly. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Again, the number is 508-924-3521. Mr. Hicks, go ahead, brother. You losing yourself over there, boy. I don't know what to do with you.
I'm gonna drop the mic. Go to somebody else. I ain't got nothing for you right now.
Let me see who else we got. I think we got somebody new that just came in. I thought we did. Okay, maybe we didn't. But the phone lines are open. 508-924-3521. Stanley, talk to me, sir.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yes, sir.
Like I was saying earlier, though, man, you just we try not to hurt people's feelings. So I don't condone lying to anybody about anything. You know, it happens all the time. Like I say, people in relationships, they lying about, not having this person, not having that person. But in certain situations, we just, like the guy was saying earlier, we just show compassion.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to hear that their baby is ugly, or their spouse is ugly, or anything like that? So a lot of people just, say that to
y'all are something else.
Yeah, stuff like that. I'm gonna tell you like this right here. My first wife, girlfriend, had a baby, man, and I went in the house. They was down there business. I didn't know they was down there. I went in the house. I looked at that baby carries, man, and I'm like, oh my God. I couldn't tell that woman what I thought. I was, oh man, she like we said earlier, she looks just like you.
Yeah, exactly.
And I left it at that, because
Can I go next, please?
Ugly babies, 90% of the time turn into ugly adults, and that's what happened with that one. But I didn't lie to her.
Yeah.
I just didn't say, the truth. But I said she looks just like you. And I left it at that.
Just look here.
Sometimes.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
So what now?
No. I say go ahead. I'm sorry. I go ahead. Finish your thought.
I thought somebody started to come in. I'm gonna let them go.
Okay, let me do this. We got another caller, Badger. I heard you, Badger. We'll come to you as well, but let me go to Rainbow. Rainbow, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. Happy New Year. Blessings to everybody, Raheem and all. I just had to first give thanks to God, and I was cracking up so hard. I was having a hard time writing the number. The sister that just shared, I was going to say in the words of the late Barbara Walters,
yes.
That I say Barbara Wawa, who just recently passed, that she used to say, that's a baby.
Mm-hmm.
So Barbara Walters can get away with that, and I can too, okay, around the baby tip.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to say that we all lie. If anybody's going to say that they don't lie ever and never have in their life, why then I would have to maybe say that you might be a liar about that. Just simply about that. But what the sister said, I wanted to be transparent in the sense of being transparency. I will lie to avoid conflict. Like I will lie to avoid the conflict. I mean, we could keep using the baby as the example, but what is it that we say when we really maybe don't want to come to the party? You're invited to a party. I'm really going to be busy that day. I might just be busy not wanting to come to your party and sitting at home, but I'm really going to be busy to avoid just the conflict and the drama. So I can say that that's something I definitely can work on in 2022, maybe being a little bit more assertive, because we do know that lying is like it's links to chains that are not good with our Heavenly Father. But that's the thing. He knows that we come flawed. He knows that we come human. He knows that we come in the ways that we are. So I'm grateful this year and grateful that the Steelers won last night.
Yes. Come on, sister. Come on now. Now you're talking my language. We pulled that thing out, didn't we?
Grateful. Thanks for letting me share.
Absolutely. Good to have you. Definitely good to have you. Badger, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
I was sitting here listening about like the baby comment and different things like that. We teach our kids not to lie, right? And then they see us do something like that, and then we turn around and tell them that, well, it was okay to lie then. When should we draw the line? The way I've been teaching my son is just there are some people that ain't going to let you just walk away and not give a response.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're striving to do the best you can to be honest at all times, I give warning labels. I'm like, I'm not the one you might want to ask on that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because not everyone finds beauty in the same way. So I find
Badger,
certain
if a young lady walk up to you, a friend of yours, you know, y'all been friends for a long time, and you know she's picked up a few pounds. She's picked up a few pounds, and she have on something that's, and she come to you and say, "Well, Badger, I look good in this. How I look in this?" Badger, now you know. How do you handle that situation? But reality, you know, that's not. Yeah.
Unfortunately, if you're asking me how I would respond in that,
Mm-hmm.
depending on how well that person knows me, I'm either going to say, well, the sky's blue, or makes you look fat.
Ooh, we got a couple of ladies on here. They don't want to hear that Badger. They don't want to hear they look fat.
This is where you're getting into an area of like mental differences.
Mm-hmm.
I'm logic driven. You ask me a question, I'm going to answer it as honest as I can. I don't want people to lie to me.
Mm-hmm.
So why am I going to lie to people? And that's my logic. And
how do I look in
this?
this?
Brain works.
You really look terrible. You really need to go in and take that off. You really look terrible. You really look terrible. Tucson, talk to me.
I told my wife that.
Oh Lord Jesus! But
that's just
stay right there, Badger.
Lord,
I'm trying to keep you out.
Oh Lord, and you still eating her food? Oh Lord, oh Lord.
I'm trying to save you, Badger. I'm trying to save you.
Why are people freaking out over that?
No, Tucson, go ahead, Tucson. Save your brother, man. Save him. What's on your heart, Tucson?
No. I put the comment down. I had a guy that wrote with me. He worked with me.
Yeah.
And he had halitosis.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody at the job used to talk about him having bad breath.
Mm-hmm.
Well, his car broke down and he needed a ride. Lord have mercy. And I'm sitting in the car like this. And thank you, Jesus. He asked if he could smoke.
He said, "Yeah, please." Let it answer too.
And I don't let nobody smoke in my car, right? Mm-hmm. Sure, man. You know, just roll the window down. And I'm in the back of my mind saying, "Please roll this window down." Okay. But now here's the thing about that. Now, if I'm going to do right, sooner or later, I had to prepare myself to let this guy know that you're going to have to do something to fix your issue. You got something, and people are talking behind your back.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get you something. Yeah, something, and kind of calm down, because there are some people have an odor with their body odor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And, or now here's a person here they is walking around and they just are grinning and laughing and stuff, but you got something hanging out your nose.
Somebody got to tell you.
Somebody got to be the bad. Somebody got to be the bad guy. And sometimes, you know, I like to joke the clown, but sometimes you got to be the bad guy.
Yeah. Just offer some tissue
to let a person know that you're the subject of a conversation that is not pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so you don't bust out when you just say, "Man, look, you got some bad breath."
Mm-hmm.
No, until it's time, while we riding, roll the window down. When I figure out how to have the conversation, I'm gonna have it. But man, smoke 2-3 cigarettes, please.
Where you get your kung fu lessons from? Well, kung fu lessons, yeah, brother. Cause your breath is kicking. Oh, hold on. Let me go. We got another number, man. I'm just being silly, man. From the 478 area code. 478 area code. What's your name? Where you calling from? Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? (478). Are you there?
It should be Reverend Franklin. Hold on.
Reverend Franklin? Okay. While we do, let me go to Rico. Rico, while we wait on that caller, Rico, what's on your heart, brother?
Yeah, man. You know, there's always a reason, you know, behind why people may do certain things. You know, I think about not wanting to offend people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes, you know, you don't want to offend people, but then, you know, you have to think about the repercussions on the other end. You know, when you start talking about saying somebody don't need to wear a certain outfit, you can lie to them, but then when they get out in public, you know, man, society ain't nice.
Yeah.
Somebody else might bust them out.
Mm-hmm.
What are those? Now, well, why you didn't tell me? I didn't want to hurt your feelings, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Why you didn't tell me all that fat was hanging out my back or whatever? Why you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Why you didn't tell me I had a hole in my pants?
Mm-hmm.
So it's really about the motivation, your intention, your reason behind whether you should or should not tell somebody something. You know, that could be instances where you know somebody is head over heels over a loved one, infatuated, and you don't know that they have a history, but at the same time, if you pay enough attention, you could tell that this person is with somebody that they can't never do no wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But then all of a sudden you see, oh, he cheating, she cheating. You go back and tell them because you love them.
Yeah.
And you tell them because it's for their best interest, and you know what type of sacrifices and investments they're making to this person. But then all of a sudden they get mad at you because they don't want to believe that this is going on.
Mm-hmm.
It makes them feel better to hear from the offender. I ain't cheating. They just lying. I'm gonna tell you, they be looking at me themselves. I just didn't say nothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Wow.
you know, it really depends on the person. You know, sometimes you might go and tell a person this, hey, you might want to check your husband, check your wife. I seen her talking to this other dude.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's going on. It might not be nothing that you question. You know she cheating. But then he go back and kill her.
Wow.
He don't get no divorce. He go and kill her, take the kids next door, and knock her off. Might kill himself. Now you got to sleep with being real. You got to wake up every morning being real.
Mm-hmm.
All because you were real, and you stuck your nose in somebody else's business and was trying to do the best thing because you love your friend. Now your friend done went off the deep end and killed this person, but you might not have known that that's how infatuated this person was. So I mean, you know that, man. I mean, it's really hard to tell.
Yeah.
You know, when it's okay to reveal something like that. You know, you really have to know that person that you're revealing it to.
Gotta really
I mean,
gauge it.
you really need to know the person that you're revealing the truth to.
Absolutely.
Because everybody don't handle the truth the same way.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. And so I'm loving this
Can I get
topic.
on?
Huh?
Can I get in on that?
Yes. Who's that? Oh, yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
I would rather, if you're a true friend, like you were saying, you really got to know that person. I would rather be told. If you know that that's going on, and we're good friends, I would rather you to tell me. You know, you can do it kind of discreetly, or you know, in a way where you won't really push me over the edge to say, hey, man, you know, you might want to check some things out. I've seen some things. You know, want to look into.
Exactly.
Because I would tell my partners, man, I'm telling y'all, tell me, don't let me walk around my hometown looking like a fool, and you know my wife out there messing around.
Yeah.
I said, because if I see your wife messing around, I think we close enough where I can come to you and say, hey, bro, you might want to check out some things, you know, in your household or your marriage situation. Don't let me run out looking for food.
Exactly.
Whether it causes me to be divorced or separated or whatever, I want to know. I'm not one of the people that want to be in the dark. Let me know. Let me deal with how I deal with it. But if you are a true friend, tell the brother.
Exactly.
So even tell, listen, this is what I've seen, man. You might want to check this thing out. You know, I'm not saying this or that, but I'm saying you might want to look into what's going on around your household.
Some ain't adding up.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, don't have me walking around looking stupid. I've seen plenty of people for that. You know, they going to work, and then a guy come to the house at night. Come on, man. We don't want to be looking like
But
shit.
let's throw this scenario in there. What if you know this friend don't play the radio and he'll kill everything in the house?
But that's what I say.
He got an anger problem.
You got to know that person. But if y'all are true friends, you know who you can tell, and who you can't tell. If you can't tell that friend, you tell this brother. Somebody say, man, I hate to get in this, but your brother's wife, doing this or doing that, but I don't want to tell him because I don't want to push him over the edge. So you might set up a situation where you do some kind of intervention or whatever. But I'm saying for me personally, if it's happening to me, because I'm not going to kill anybody. I'm 59. I'm too old to be going to jail. I'm not killing anybody, but I know I need to separate myself from that situation. So you have to know that. We have to really know the person that you're telling that to, so he doesn't go off the deep end. If he's somebody like you're saying, I can't think of your name. Talk to you in a while. If he's somebody like you're saying, and you know he's gonna kill somebody, you don't want to tell him because you don't want that on your conscience for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
But you want to tell somebody, man, let's try to let this brother know, because I don't want to ride around town. You thinking everything, as old folks say, hunky dory, but then you run around town looking like a fool because everybody in town know but you.
Yep. The last one to know. The last one to know. Everybody else know except you. You're the last one to know, and then that shock value could make a person turn in a very negative direction, and you don't want that to happen. Franklin, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
I'm sure enough blessed. I'm sure enough blessed. Thank you for recognizing me. I've been listening on the call, and it's amazing. Is there anything that's called "Take This to the Grave"?
Yeah.
Is there any brother code that some things you take to the grave?
Yes,
Is
sir.
that still true to me?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
But see, the thing about it, even in the situation that we're talking about, if you know that someone is cheating on their spouse and y'all are close, y'all are quote unquote very good friends, would that be an instant that you would take it to the grave, or would you divulge that information to your friend and let them know, look, man, something just don't seem right in your house, man. Something just ain't right. How would you handle that situation?
I think you ought to have proof though before you run your mouth.
Yeah.
Sometimes some could be one thing or another. You got proof, and I think you ought to keep to yourself. You got proof to say this is what this is. Because something could look like something else. Then the situation where the couple is an open relationship where they do their own thing, but they stay together. So sometimes dipping in somebody's business might cause more problems. That's why you gotta have understanding who it is and what's going on in life. Like for example, the Will Smith situation. They've been living like this all their life. He just got this way. He just got it on paper. Now he can't open because somebody told. So I'm just saying some issues, for example, I give one military situation. A nice brother, and I knew him real well, and we worked together. So I knew the woman he was with was messing around. And I went to him. I said, hey, bro, oh, girl, mess around X, Y, and Z. He told me himself he didn't care. He liked her, and he wanted to be with her, and he knew she was messing around. So in that situation, I just, because he was a really nice guy, and I just hate to see him do it, but he said he knew it when I told him, and that he didn't care. He's going to be with her regardless of the fact. So I just kept it popping. So I think if you go to a brother to something, you better at least have some real good proof about it. Then you got I'm like family. You need to know the area you're walking in, because you could cause a problem, because you could go off and kill everybody, including you. So I think when you dip in somebody else's business, you best know what you're doing and where you're doing it. Be very careful, but you ought to have at least proof enough to know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. Cassandra? Cassandra, you there? Okay. Cassandra may have stepped away for a second. Well,
yeah, Raheem. See, now it's coming all out. You don't let people just make fools out of other people because they're selfish. I had a cousin whose husband was promiscuous, and they worked for the post office. Both was postal workers, and he was messing around with somebody at the job. They didn't tell her. She wound up, well, he must have had HIV, and she wound up getting it as well. And then a couple of years later, she died from AIDS. He still was living. Okay? So that's what I meant when I said my first cousin, you know, she was a good woman, you know, worked, took care of home, took care of children, and this how he appreciated her. That's why I said what I said. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? If we had told her earlier, at least she would have had that chance to choose. Just like that man said. The man said he loves his wife. He knows she's cheating. He's okay with it. But somebody gave him the opportunity to choose. And I think we all deserve the right to choose if we want to live in that kind of situation. If you are that kind of person and you realize that you can have a good woman and you can't be that faithful, committed person, be the man or be the woman to talk about that situation and get out of it if it's not the right one for you. Why would you want to hurt somebody and then once you get caught, then now you come up with a bunch of excuses? Come on, you really love. We're talking about true love, not selfishness. Love. You care about somebody's feelings. You care how it's going to take them to a place where they might not be able to get back. Stop wasting time. Because that's what we do. If you had told me earlier, I wouldn't have had to spend 5-10 years with a person that I know that didn't deserve me.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. That's
That's
good.
what I'm saying right here.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Toussaint?
You just have to know. You better know the consequences. I've had some things that, you know, brothers just said. There are some things that I'm going to take to the grave because you don't have to necessarily. It's not that. It's. I just don't say nothing. I've had something that I know that would be detrimental to not a person, not only a person's home, their position, and the people that they're involved in. They're in a leadership position, and something has happened that I know that just I think that what happened with the incident with me and him happened. I'm gonna keep that to myself. I straightened it out between me and him, and I left it alone. And I have never, and it's been almost 30 years.
Wow.
That, you know, they had an approach towards me in a way that we talked about this morning. And that's not how I conduct myself. But that's you. Now, I'll let you know, but I'm not going to broadcast that because the truth, which is the truth, not lying, I'm just not going to say nothing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take it up on myself to expose what we call expose his demeanor.
Yeah.
So sometimes not saying truths or not lying is just shut your mouth. Because it can be more hurtful or harmful, because some things that you feel like is the truth that you just got to tell or get somebody killed.
Exactly. Wow. Mr. Hicks?
Yes, sir.
Talk to me.
Well, Cassandra Toussaint knocked it out the park for me. But I my life, my personal life, being 73 now with grandkids and great grandkids, I got privy to some information that was kept secret from me, and pretty much I got angry, went through a real emotional thing, real trauma, locked myself in for a few days. But I looked at it and I thought about who I was at the time, and what the people around me that knew me knew. I was impulsive, and a lot of time irrational. I had all these demons inside, and I would overreact. And I think that a lot of times you avoid, just like Tucson was just saying. A lot of times you hide things and tell those little shaded lies to keep it covered because you fear the history that you left behind. But as you mature and open yourself up, what I'm finding is that now it's a relief for those people that kept the secrets to finally release it. There's something that happens good for them, just because it bothered them that they kept it away. But it's a real path of truth, and then especially with the way things are shaped now, there's no absolute truth that people believe in. There's my truth, or this truth, or that truth, which makes everything so confusing. But it's my belief that I used to have situational ethics. When you got your life on a war footing, in the art of war is deception. If you face it like you're fighting a war, you take on those things that you have to deceive your enemy. We make movements over here. It's a fake movement because our real action is over here. We send it out different. So I think when I put myself off a war footing as being a warrior and someone who's fighting against things, and rather than trying to understand things and recognize that there's a divine prominent, divine providence, as they used to say, that things are being guided by some unseen force that's driving everything toward perfection and good in this expansion. But truth, I tell the truth.
Good deal.
And when I don't tell the truth, I'm not going to tell a lie. I'll be quiet. I won't commit. How to say no comment?
Exactly. Good deal.
Yeah, right.
Well, I'm looking at the clock, man. This is already 10:16, man. It's time for us to get out of here. We've been here for over 3 hours, and this is the new Morning Glow. I want to thank everybody that joined us. Actually, that joined us for the first time today. Franklin, I definitely want to thank you as well. We're here every day, Monday through Friday, from 7 o'clock until 10 o'clock a.m. Sometimes we go a little bit over from 7 o'clock until 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're available, come back. We definitely love to have you back with us again. We talk about a lot of different things, and we deal with it from our own truths. Everybody got their own truth, and so we deal with it from that truth. Do we always agree? Absolutely not. But then again, no family actually going to get along all the time. So we do have our moments from time to time, but at the end of the day, it's all love. It's all we family, and we love and we take care of each other. So frankly, you're more than welcome. We'd love to have you back again, brother.
Bless you, man. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rico, what's going on at 3 o'clock today, sir?
If you missed today's show and would like to hear or see the entire rebroadcast, you can tune in at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on www.dklmediagroup.com.
This dude just refused to say eternity. He refused to say eternity these days. Boy, look at this is 2023.
We had my whole dialect thrown off, man. I was going to different places saying that mess, man, sounding goofy. Sound like a Geechee. And like, where you get that from, man? I'm like, man, this is a long story, man. I have to go into detail. I get on this show every morning, and this guy named Raheem. So I was just like, man, let me quit this.
Exactly. Look, we got to get you a new word. We'll get you a new one for 2023, brother. We're working on it. But Willow.
Raheem, let's go.
Now, Willow, this is our first one for 2023. Now, you sure you ready?
Raheem, I am so ready to go before the throne of grace this morning. Let's go, Raheem.
Well, I ain't got number one more thing to say, Willow. And what I got to say right now is, let's go.
Let's go, Raheem. Let's go to the throne of grace this morning. Everybody with humble hearts and bow down heads. First, Lord, we want to thank you, Lord, for allowing us to see 2023, oh Lord. Father, a lot of people laid down but didn't get up. But thank you, Lord, that you found favor in us to allow us to get up, to commune one to another. Father, we thank you and give you the honor and glory this morning. But we're coming to you, oh Lord, with boldness and confidence and expectations for 2023. Father, I'm asking you, oh Lord, that you, whatever it is that we need, oh Lord, Father, I'm asking you to give it to us, oh Lord. Father, I'm asking you, oh Lord, to continually guide us. Give us the wisdom and the understanding that we need to go on in your name, Lord. Father, we praise and honor you this morning, oh Lord. You brought us through a difficult year, oh Lord. And Father, I believe that you're going to bring us through 2023. Father, I'm asking you to touch each and every last one that's on this line, Lord. Father, whatever it is that their heart desire, Lord, whatever it is that they're seeking, oh Lord, whatever it is that they're asking for, oh Lord, Father, I'm praying that it lines up with your will, Lord. Father, I'm asking you to continually stand on your promises, Lord, that you said that when we go through the tough times that you will never leave us nor forsake us, oh Lord. Father, I'm praying that you continually send your word to heal us, oh Lord, when we're sick and down, Lord. I'm asking you to continually heal us, oh Lord, and touch us when we lose loved ones, oh Lord. Give us that comfort and that peace, Lord. I'm praying today, oh Lord. I'm asking and believing that it's already done through our faith, Lord. Father, you said it in your word that faith comes by hearing and hearing through the word of God. I thank you, Lord, for your word, Lord. I thank you for your mercy. I thank you for your grace, Lord. I thank you for all that you do in our lives, oh Lord. I thank you, Lord. Father, I'm giving you the glory, the praise. I'm asking you to keep allowing the morning glow to be successful, Lord. Whatever it is, the vision that you have for the show, Lord, I'm asking that you be glorified and edified, Lord. Father, I thank you. Touch Raheem and his family, Lord. Keep them safe. Father, I'm thanking you in advance. In Jesus' name, amen, amen, and amen. I thank you, Lord. Honoring you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Amen, amen, and amen. I thank you, Lord. Amen. Praise the Lord. Amen.
Yes. It's been a great broadcast. And like I said, we're here. This is the new Morning Glow. This is the new Morning Glow. We're here every day from 7 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time until 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you come back in and continue to share the broadcast, and please, if you get an opportunity, please share the broadcast. It is now 10:21. I want to thank everybody for joining us. And more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DKM Media Group and Associates and the Morning Glow for being a part of your morning. It is now 10:21. You're about to exit the Morning Glow. But before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we are certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. And we shine some of this light on you from the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in, and let your light so shine. If you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Have a great day. Take care of each other, and please, please, please be blessed. Talk to you tomorrow. God said the same. Have a great day. Happy New Year. And take an opportunity. Show somebody some love and truth. Have a great day.